Ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the Steel City Sports Report, where we talk everything Steelers, Penguins, and Pirates. I am your host, Brady Vini. What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? Hoping that all of you had a fantastic Christmas. I know I did. Received a few new things that'll make their debut here on the channel today for Christmas. First off, new Jack Ham jersey. Absolutely love that. Jack Ham, probably my favorite Steeler that I did not have the pleasure of watching play. Also, this new Blitzburgh hat that new as well here, received for Christmas. Hopefully the Steelers do a ton of that against Shadur Sanders here today. And I think this new piece of the studio office here for the Steel City Sports Report, I think you guys will especially like right here behind me, this new ticker right here covering all the teams and sports that we follow here on the channel. That making its debut as well. You will see that behind me throughout the show here today, throughout the live stream and shows moving forward. Let me pop off this filter right there so that you guys can see it. The yellow, tiny bit hard to see, but see some Let's Go Bucks right there. You'll see NFL games, hockey games, a whole bunch of stuff come across that ticker right there behind me as the show goes along. So hopefully you guys get to enjoy that. But today, just like how I received these gifts, these wonderful things for Christmas, Merry Christmas there, that it pops up right behind me. We, as Steelers fans today, collectively are hoping that the Pittsburgh Steelers have one more gift to give us, one late Christmas gift, that gift being an AFC North Division title. Today we gather here again this afternoon as the Steelers on a 3-game winning streak. They are in Cleveland to take on the 3-12 Cleveland Browns, who I'll admit I feel are a plucky bunch that they are looking to play spoiler in this one. We have so much to get to in not a whole lot of time here before kickoff of today's game. In a moment, we'll go over some top storylines for today's game, as well as some key matchups to look for, inactives for both squads, and time permitting, my final predictions. But before we get into all of that, of course, if you are new here, welcome to the Steel City Sports Report. On your way in, please hit that subscribe button, turn on notifications so that you never miss a thing here on the channel again. Also, leave a like, share this live stream, and in the comments section, any thoughts, questions, or opinions that you may have, please get those in there as well. To the comment section, we go here to kick off the stream here tonight. Flacco saying what I just said a moment ago. Hit the like button and sub. And, of course, F the Ravens. We are looking to make the Ravens Christmas a little less merry and bright here today. Lance, shout out from Mon Valley, going old school with the Jack Ham. Again, like I just said, Jack Ham, my favorite Steeler player that I did not get the pleasure of watching. Also have a bit of a tie to Jack Ham with some alma mater through our high school. So love Jack Ham here. Got a signed up photo of him somewhere in here, I believe as well. Flacco with compliments on the ticker. Thank you, Concept or Flacco. Hopefully it does the trick there. See the message I put up right there. Welcome to the Steel City Sports Report as it goes right there. Let's get right into things here, ladies and gentlemen. As you say, happy holidays and Merry Christmas to each other on the way in. Going into Steelers Browns pre-game notes here. Top stories for today's game. The top story of them all, the Steelers going for the division title today. This could be it for the Steelers after not getting any help last night from the Green Bay Packers against the Baltimore Ravens. The Steelers, they have to do it themselves today, and it comes simply down to this: a win or a tie for today against the Cleveland Browns. Win or tie against the Cleveland Browns today for the Steelers. They will become AFC North champions. If they fail to win or tie today, then the Steelers and Ravens, Week 18, a winner-take-all game for the AFC North. Hopefully, does not need to come down to that. The Steelers, I am hoping they will take care of business here today in this matchup. I think we all are hoping that. Should the Steelers clinch the division today, this right here, an awesome stat from Matt Williamson of Steelers Nation Radio. The Steelers, they will become the first team since the 1999 through 2001 Tampa Bay Buccaneers to make 3 straight playoff appearances with a different primary starting quarterback in each season. That is a hell of an impressive stat for Mike Tomlin and the Steelers if they are able to pull it off. What will equally be impressive is if the Steelers can continue to hum today despite multiple personnel losses on offense. That takes us to story number 2. Today, it is Aaron Rodgers and the Misfit Toys taking on the Cleveland Browns. Today for the Steelers, well, I should say last week for the Steelers, we were talking about the Steelers' defense and how they were going to overcome multiple losses on defense. Honestly, same narrative applies to this week as well. But we're now moving over to the offense. No left guard, Isaac Seumalo. No wide receiver, Calvin Austin, today for the Steelers. Both of those gentlemen out with injury. On top of, I'm sure we've all heard by now, no DK Metcalf, suspended for 2 games by the NFL for a physical altercation with a fan in Detroit. We did get a few new pieces of information on the DK Metcalf situation. His suspension has been upheld. That voids a ton of money, guaranteed money in his contract. The NFL and the Lions weren't looking into taking action against the fan. Now they are. We heard from the fan in some sort of high school debate club press conference with his attorneys. Just a whole bunch of stuff going on with that. We're not going to get into that right now. We'll leave that for tomorrow night, focusing on this game at hand. No Seumalo, no Austin, no Metcalf. That leaves Rodgers with a bunch of misfits, maybe since we're in the Christmas season, from the island of misfit toys. And that's not me being rude either. Rodgers has literally, in a press conference, deemed these guys to be a bunch of misfits. The eligible wide receivers for one Aaron Rodgers today are as followed. A 35-year-old Adam Thielen, who has been here for maybe a month now. A 32-year-old Marquez Valdez-Scantling, who will probably be imitating Metcalf's role today. 5'9", Scotty Miller, who has mainly been a special teamer this season. Roman Wilson, who has been riding the pine for the past 3 weeks. And Ben Skoranek, who, like Scotty Miller, has been mainly a contributor on special teams, but also has been dealing with a hand injury. I believe he's had his hand in a cast. I don't know if that's better. I don't know if he's going to be able to catch passes today, but those 5 gentlemen right there, the active wide receivers today for the Steelers. This group, far from the greatest show on turf, but there is a bit of optimism with them. Last week against the Lions, the Steelers did have 16 receptions from wide receivers and tight ends not named DK Metcalf. And of course, we also know that the running backs, Kenneth Gainwell being the leading receiver on the team, they are a big part of the passing game. So regardless of whether they do good or bad, the wide receivers for the Steelers, they will be a big talking point throughout the game today and moving forward should the Steelers lose this game. And for the final story in today's game, a small one here, really not making a big deal out of it because I don't want it to be a big deal. Myles Garrett for the Cleveland Browns going for history today. If it wasn't for the Steelers going for the AFC North title, this would be today's top story. Myles Garrett sitting at 22 sacks on the season, half a sack away from tying, 1 full sack away from breaking the single season sack record that is currently owned by Michael Strahan and ours truly, TJ Watt. Though I am required as a Steeler fan to say that Watt technically broke the sack record and also he did it in 2 less games. Now that that's out of the way, you don't need to be a football guru or analyst to know that the Steelers, they are going to divert a ton of tension towards Myles Garrett here today. And there have been some speculations out there, I think, from some people at Fox Sports saying that the Steelers' offensive line is being instructed to hold Myles Garrett and take penalties when necessary. So I personally wouldn't mind that as long as the Steelers don't risk their chances of winning this game. And we will see here in a matter of moments whether that speculation is accurate or not, and if Garrett will be breaking the sack record here this afternoon. That last story transitions us into today's key matchups. Of course, key matchup number 1, buzzing through these real quickly. Myles Garrett going up against Dylan Cook and company. Dylan Cook, been outstanding for the Steelers at left tackle in recent weeks. This, however, he's taken a step up in level here. He's going from regular classes to AP college level classes in a hurry here. Cook against Garrett, I'm assuming is going to get a lot of help today. I think Mike Tomlin said so as well because offensive coordinator Arthur Smith said Garrett is a problem. Head coach Mike Tomlin said Garrett a slam dunk defensive player of the year. And this is Tomlin's words here. Sometimes you can't stop the bomb from going off. So hopefully the Steelers diverting a ton of attention towards Garrett today, which I think will be the difference between the Steelers winning and losing today's game. Will they be able to defuse the bomb from going off, or will Garrett blow up the Steelers' offensive attack? We will see. Matchup number 2, I got Steelers running backs versus these Browns linebackers. Similar to Myles Garrett, head coach Mike Tomlin, a ton of praise for Browns rookie linebacker Carson Schlesinger. He is having a good season out of UCLA, pretty much a lock for defensive rookie of the year right now. If he's as good as advertised, it will be an exciting Titanic matchup between him and the Steelers running backs. Jaylen Warren, Kenneth Gainwell, 230 rushing yards combined last week against the Detroit Lions. They're going to look to stay hot. The offensive line of the Steelers, they've been playing well recently, and you got to run the ball well in December to make the playoffs. Those two running backs going up against this linebacking room of the Browns led by Schlesinger. It'll be a big matchup here today. Last matchup that I have, Steelers secondary versus Shedeur Sanders. I will give Cleveland a little bit of credit. Shedeur has been better than Dillon Gabriel. This offense for the Browns looking a little bit more competent recently, but still though, I think this defense, shorthanded still, no James Pierre, no Brandon Echols today, I think they can still have a field day. Shedeur, 6 games, 6 touchdown passes, 8 INTs. He's going to be throwing the ball a lot more with Quinshon Judkins out hurt for the Browns. Also, certainly the most important stat here, I guess, Mike Tomlin, 27-6 record versus rookie quarterbacks in the regular season. Forcing Sanders to have a couple of turnovers today, that would be huge. The Browns defense, they have allowed 104 points scored against them off turnovers this season. That is a league high. The Steelers offense, when the defense gives them some turnovers, they have scored 98 points off turnovers. That is second most in the NFL. So hopefully tons of turnovers today, led by that secondary here today. Inactives for both teams, getting into those real quickly. No TJ Watt today for the Steelers, again out with his lung injury. Did get a positive update yesterday on Watt, however. Tom Pelissero of NFL Network said Watt is expected to be ready for the Steelers' next meaningful game, whether that be next week for the division against the Ravens or in the first round of playoffs. Some other inactives for the Steelers, 2 big losses to the secondary. James Pierre, Brandon Echols the newbie, joining the injury list with a groin injury. Maybe it'll probably be a whole lot of Joey Porter Jr. and Asante Samuel, and pray that some of the other guys are able to stay afloat here today. Isaac Seumalo, second game missed for him with a tricep injury. We'll most likely see Spencer Anderson at left guard again with a sprinkling of Andres Pete. Calvin Austin, we mentioned him, hamstring injury, he is out. Caleb Johnson and Will Howard as the emergency QB3 are the other 2 inactives for the Steelers. For the Browns, Dillon Gabriel out with a shoulder injury. David Njoku with a knee injury, I think the same one that he suffered against the Steelers. Sam Kamara, defensive tackle, out with an elbow. Corner Miles Harden out with a shoulder. Kendrick Green, Jeremiah Byers, Jamari Thrash, wide receiver as well. Those 3 healthy inactives. You got Kendrick Green, former Steeler, just signed with the Browns 53-man roster earlier this week. The Steelers, they did get some good news on the injury front. Outside linebacker Nick Herbig does make a return this week. The Steelers also made a couple of roster moves. They signed corner Trey Flowers to the active roster, 6'3" corner. Love the size added to that room. Hopefully he does well. The black and gold also elevating offensive lineman Jack Driscoll and corner Deshaun Jameson to the active roster from the practice squad. I think Jameson might be your Echols replacement at nickel here today. The Browns, after being questionable heading into the weekend, tight end Harold Fannin, running back Dylan Sampson, and right guard Wyatt Teller. Those 3 men are up. The Browns also elevating tight end Sal Cannella and Bailey Zappi, quarterback from the practice squad here for today. As the game is about to come on here to my right, my final predictions, even though the Steelers have lost 5 of their last 6 games in Cleveland, I still feel maybe some unwarranted confidence in them here today. I think the defense has been balling out lately. Aaron Rodgers and the offense are hitting their stride at the right time, and the coaching staff, they have been pushing all the right buttons. Final score prediction, Steelers 26, Browns 21. I think Adam Thielen has a big game on offense. He becomes the pseudo number one with DK Metcalf out and also back into the lineup. I have a good feeling Nick Herbig is going to have a turnover of some sort here today. Hopefully that is the case. Of course, I believe that is Aditi Kinkabwala right there on my screen, if I am not mistaken. She's interviewing Garrett. Hopefully no sack record-breaking performance here today for Myles Garrett, as we are about to kick off here in a matter of moments. Weather at kickoff in Cleveland, Ohio, 47 degrees. It is a bit of a rainy drizzle there. They had the tarp on the field to begin the day here in Cleveland. 17-mile-an-hour wind gusts. The Steelers, they are going to start the game on defense. Chris Boswell is going to kick it off here. My goodness, besides the middle strip of the field there in Cleveland, the playing surface looks like crap. We will see if that plays a factor. Kickoff for Boswell. It's going to be brought out from about the 5 out to around the 27-yard line. Returning that for Cleveland, that was, as I pull up their depth chart here, number 38. Where is 38? I don't see a 38 on here. See a DB or a running back? That is running back Travion Williams who returned that. And here comes number 12, Shedeur Sanders. A very young and inexperienced Browns offense here. Tons of rookies. Sanders, Sampson, Fannin, Isaiah Bond. Tons of young guys here at skill positions for the Browns. It's going to be a handoff here to begin the game. That is going to be number 35, Raheem Sanders, another rookie out of South Carolina, I believe. He, I think, claimed off of waivers or picked up somehow. I don't think the Browns drafted him. They drafted Judkins and Sampson, but Sanders, he was picked up late. 12 of you in here right now. Welcome to the live stream. On your way in, please hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. Also, I will get to your comments section as we move along here. Shedeur is going to pass here on 2nd and 4. He's going to float this one and buy some time, and downfield it is caught by Bates, the tight end. Pocket awareness by Sanders. He bounces all around in there, buying himself some time. I think it was Malik Harrison who nearly got him for the sack. Great pass pro rep there by Raheem Sanders. And he buys Shedeur time to find an open man. The Steelers' defensive coverage could only cover up guys for so long. Under center here, 1st and 10 from the Steelers' side of the field. Here, Sanders going to pass again. This throw, looking for Sanders leaking out of the backfield, is going to be wide and incomplete. It's going to be a little bit tough for me here. I'm going to try to refer to Sanders, the quarterback, as Shedeur, and the running back, Raheem Sanders, as Sanders. So hopefully I do not confuse y'all too much here today. That one may be slipping out of Sanders' hands a little bit. It is still a steady drizzle there in Cleveland, so the passing game for both of these squads going to be affected. Handoff here on 2nd and 10 for Raheem Sanders, and Sanders going to try to bounce it outside, but good tackle there by Patrick Queen and Joey Porter Jr. It's going to be a gain of just 3 for Raheem Sanders, and now it's 3rd and long here for Cleveland. Doubt you're going to settle for a field goal in these conditions here if you're the Browns, so they're going to try to pick up this 1st down. See Keanu Benton there. He had a sack last week, wiping off the water dripping down his visor. 3rd and 7. Last week, Cleveland 8 for 4 on 3rd downs against Buffalo. Sanders to pass, firing over the middle, and it is caught by Jerry Jeudy all the way up at the 35-yard line for a 1st down. Cannot forget about him either. Jeudy, the number 1 wide receiver in this offense, after the departure of Amari Cooper and some others in the offseason. Had Nick Herbig dropping back into coverage that time. He was covering, I think, Wester, the wide receiver out of the slot there. Or excuse me, Malachi Corley is who he was covering. And now it's 1st and 10 again at the 35. Handoff. Dylan Sampson, smaller, speedier back. He is only going to get a couple here, taken down by Kyle Duggar up near the line of scrimmage. 9 of you in here. Welcome in. Please leave your comments in the comment section on your way in. Seeing some new people come on in. Concepts in here. Seeing my dad in here. Jaeger. Welcome, Jaeger. Appreciate all the love, as always. But 2nd and 9 here after the 1-yard gain. Sanders faking the handoff, looking to pass. Pocket collapsing around him. Fires down the middle of the field, and it is low and incomplete. Asante Samuel all over Jerry Jeudy. No flag. That pass is going to take a hell of an effort for Jeudy to reel that one in because it was short and low. So now 3rd and 9 here. Showing the stats now for this Browns offense, the rookies on this offense. Future looking bright, question mark. 3rd and 9 now. The Browns on 3rd and 9. Sanders out route here for Harold Fannin in the flat, and that is going to go nowhere. Tackle made by Chuck Clark, and the Steelers defense, they're going to do their jobs and get off the field, forcing Cleveland to settle for 3 here, or an attempt in these conditions. Fannin makes the reception. That is a 2-yard gain, nowhere close to the 1st down marker. And here we go. Andre Schmeitz, 20 of 23 on the season, a 50-yard attempt from the left hash. This is going to be tricky in the rain here. Snap down, hold good. Kick is good. Started a little to the left, but it leaked back to the right. And just like that, Cleveland on their first drive of the ball game, they put up points with Shedeur Sanders at QB, 3-0 Browns, as Aaron Rodgers and the Steelers offense did a good job responding to scoring drives from the Lions last week. Hopefully that trend continues here with the Browns going up 3-0. 10 of you in here. Let's go back to the comment section now that we have a commercial break in the action here. Glad to see all of you in here. Flacco with a comment there on the comment on the Lions fan there. So I'm reading through all of these comments. Lance Dobrashunk, indeed, the hammer. Glad to finally get a classic Steeler jersey back here in the rotation. Let's go Steelers from Jaeger. Go in here. Concepts. Last time I was sick was when Kenny beat the Browns 28-14 last game of the year. I believe I'm sick this time too. So hopefully that's good juju like last time. I believe that game was against Watson. Oh, sorry that you are feeling under the weather there, Concepts, but hopefully you're under the weatherness, able to provide some good juju here indeed for the Steelers today. Flacco, another here we go Steelers in here. Jaeger with a comment on the ham jersey as well. Thank you. Hope you all enjoy it. New things here. Ham jersey, Pittsburgh hat for Christmas. This scoreboard ticker, if you look a little bit behind the ticker right there, right next to that lamp, Sidney Crosby bobblehead as well, received for Christmas. That one of the that bobblehead number 1 of the 3 bobblehead series the Penguins are doing this year for the core 3, Crosby, Malkin, and Letang. And the game, in my stalling, comes to an end. The game coming back on here to my right. Can't believe we have to win today, says Freight Train. Welcome back, Freight Train. Green Bay should have taken care of business for us. I'm not surprised. You know, Malik Willis played all right, but that defense for the Packers is god-awful since they lost Micah Parsons. So, yeah, no Metcalf, hoping MVS and Thielen have great games. Indeed, Flacco. Indeed. Kickoff here coming up for the Brownies. Andre Schmeitz is going to kick this one away. And, of course, the camera then for CBS pans to Myles Garrett. I'm sure the camera is going to be on him a ton here today, as is our attention. Schmeitz with the kick here, backing up and fielding it at the 3-yard line, bringing it out. It is Kenneth Gainwell. Slows down here at around the 20, and then he is jumped by number 91 Wright for Cleveland and a bunch of other Browns. He'll get it out to maybe the 25-yard line. That is where Aaron Rodgers and the Steelers offense takes over. Last 3 games for Rodgers, 3-0 record, 71.6 completion percentage, 4 touchdown passes to 0 interceptions. Here we go. First play of the day here. Myles Garrett lined up to the right here. He's got Troy Fautanu with him right there. It's going to be a pitch and running to the right. Jaylen Warren finds some space. Warren up past the 30-yard line. And did the ball come out? Oh, the ball did come out, but it was fallen on by Dylan Cook and Connor Hayward. Jeez Louise. That was a little bit of a heart attack there. Warren fighting through contact, and then it was punched out by, that is the former Steeler, Devin Bush, number 30. He punched it out. Thankfully, Steelers in the area to corral it. Man, not a good start for Jaylen Warren. Good start on getting, bouncing off contact, getting yardage, but cannot have that sort of fumbleitis happening in these conditions. Warren's going to get another carry here. He finds a hole to the left. It is only going to get a yard here. Was wrapped up by number 91 Wright. Also in there for Cleveland was number 17. That is Jerome Baker, the former Miami Dolphin linebacker. Third down coming up here for the Steelers. It's going to be about 3rd and 3, 3rd and 2. Somewhere in that neighborhood. 3rd and 3. First down marker is the 36. Rodgers motioning Kenny Gainwell back in. Garrett again lined up over the right tackle, Fautanu. And it's going to be a pitch run here for Kenneth Gainwell. And again, the Browns snuff it out. It is Mason Graham, the rookie out of Michigan. 5th overall pick by the Browns. He gets the stop. Clearly a no-fly order from the Steelers on that first drive of the ball game, and they're going to punt the ball back here to Cleveland. Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah, linebacker, also in on the stop there as well. Corliss Waitman on the punt here, and he booms this one away. I think he struck it good. Backpedaling all the way to the 12, maybe the 13, and fair catching that is Larvadain, another rookie wide receiver out of South Carolina. He makes the fair catch. And that is going to bring Shedeur Sanders in, the Browns offense, back out onto the field with 8:32 left to go here in the first quarter. Back to the comments section here again. Freight Train, weather exactly what we don't need every time we play in Cleveland. The weather is bad, causes us issues. Well, that should be no excuse for the Steelers. They've played in a fair amount of conditions this season and have been able to overcome them. Just going over the past 3-game stretch, they played Baltimore in decent conditions. Then they had a really cold game against Miami, and now last week they beat the Lions in a dome. So 3 games, 3 different conditions right there. Adapt to the conditions again. I'm giving them no excuse for that, though hopefully it does bode well in their favor in the turnover department. On defense here. Should be a flag for a dirty hit on Warren, says Concepts. Yeah, saw that. Did not, mention it at all. Warren, a little bit of a hip drop tackle right there. I was worried about his legs getting landed on right there, but apparently was all right. Wasn't Warren as well dealing with illness or something. So I think he'll be all right. Hopefully no sort of lower body injury re-aggravated for him there. Going to take a look here at some stats for the Browns here heading into this game this season. We mentioned Shedeur Sanders, 6 games, a 6-8 touchdown to interception ratio. Rushing for the Browns, no Quinshon Judkins today. Sort of mentioned him passing by in the pregame notes. Judkins this season, rookie out of Ohio State, 827 rushing yards and 7 rushing touchdowns. The big part of their running game. And he has now been knocked out for the season. A gruesome looking knee injury for him last week against Buffalo. So now you're looking at Raheem Sanders, Dylan Sampson. I think Jerome Ford is still on staff as well. Trevion Williams as well. Going to be looking at those guys to see if they're going to be able to pick up in Judkins' spot. To the comments section again here in a moment. Game back on here to my right in a hurry. 1st and 10 for the Browns at the 14. Shadur is going to pass here, throwing deep downfield, and he has got a man, Cedric Tillman. That is a massive gain for Cleveland. Tracked down from behind by Chuck Clark, and that is really going to set the Steelers fan base on fire. Chuck Clark, not the best in pass coverage this season. Had 3 interceptions just delivered to him on a golden platter last weekend against the Lions that he dropped. And now gives up a big gainer here from the 14 to the Steelers 44. It's going to be a run here for Raheem Sanders, and he is going to get a healthy gain of 6, maybe 7 yards right there for Cleveland. Not the start here you want for the Steelers. Running game holding the Lions to 15 yards between Jahmyr Gibbs and David Montgomery last week in Detroit. Already, they've given up more than that to Raheem Sanders, I believe. 2nd and 4, another handoff for Raheem. Cam Hayward meets him in the backfield, takes him down. That is going to be a 1-yard loss right there. Big Captain Cam, who hasn't maybe had the counting statistics, but he has been outstanding this season. Good stuff there from number 97. Slowing down Sanders. Even if Sanders broke free, wasn't going to get away from Cam's clutches. Or wasn't going to get too far, I should say, from other Steelers defenders. 3rd and 5 now again for Cleveland. And another handoff here, and it's Trevion Williams, and he is going to pick up the first down. A 5-yard gain is what he needed. He gets about 9 of it right there. Sort of handoff right there to Williams. Beautiful blocking by the Browns O-line, and did not have that if you're the Steelers. It was Patrick Queen and Cam Hayward who finally brought down Williams. The Browns already nearing the 100-yard mark of offense here in the first quarter. And they may or may not get it right there. I don't know. Jack Sawyer tracks him down from behind. You got an offensive lineman for the Browns. That is number 56. Is that Weipler, I believe? Let me look here. Yeah, Luke Weipler, the former Ohio State Buckeye. His helmet comes loose there. Was looking for a flag, maybe illegal use of hands to the face. Not going to get the flag, though. 2nd and 8. Harold Fannin in motion for Cleveland. Shadur taking the snap. Looking to pass. Going to float one here towards the sideline for Fannin, and it's caught and into the end zone for a touchdown. Kyle Duggar, what are you doing? An absolute rainbow from Sanders for Fannin. Fannin readjusts. Kyle Duggar, I have no idea what the hell he's doing there. Was he going for the hit, or he didn't even try to look for the ball? Did he think it was a throwaway? Duggar. What was that? Jesus. That should have been a pick. Duggar doesn't see the ball, looked at it last second, then turns the other way away from the play. What the hell are you doing? You should see ball out right there. Jalen Ramsey, he's there why wasn't that intercepted? Come on. Let's look here. Fannin. I think that's going to be a touchdown. Fannin was also hurt on the play. He was sitting in the end zone. Now he's going to get up and walk off under his own power. I don't think Duggar touched him at all. And he just rolled into the end zone, caught that ball, was on the ground at the 1 yard line. Duggar doesn't touch him, and he just rolls into the end zone. What a pathetic defensive showing there from Chuck Clark and Kyle Duggar. These two guys are going to be probably playing a lot of safety today. No James Pierre or Brandon Eccles. So Jalen Ramsey, he's going to be playing more nickel and corner. So you're relying on those two, which Duggar with Ramsey, decent, but Chuck Clark, pretty much unserviceable. Extra point here from Schmeitz. It's right down the middle. And just like that, before they even knew what hit them, it is going to be 10-0 Cleveland. Up 2 scores with 5:11 left to go in the first quarter. All right, everybody. On to the Ravens. Start your prep work right now. That's how that is. That's how that's feeling. Going here to the comment section again. Concepts. Zay Flowers clearly dropped his touchdown, and they still gave it to him. And Willis just standing there on the early quarterback sneak. Seems fishy. Yeah. Know what plays you're talking about there, Concept. Clearly held Highsmith blatantly. What a joke. Couldn't be more obvious. I'll have to see the replay there. I was too much focusing on Kyle Duggar doing ballet, spins there for me to see if Highsmith was being held or not. So that's how this is going to go. That is how it is going to go. Our O-line better hold every play since it's okay to hold today. Agreed. We're not going to be calling, offensive holding penalties. Then might as well make it a really, really good one. Oh, my goodness. Thomas Dowdy in here as well. Dowdy, this is garbage showing. We are not going to the playoffs. The NFL wanted to give Mike T his winning season. So Thomas, he just skipping next week altogether. This game's over. The season's over. We're losing against the Ravens as well. Won't say it's the craziest take in the world, but also I will be a tiny bit patient. First play of this last drive, a deep ball to the left couldn't be more clearly a hold, says Concepts. All right, then I will look at that maybe on the replay or something after the game. See, now I dislike the ticker. You see right there the ticker popping up the score for Harold Fannin a moment ago. It's also got these cool touchdown animations like that as well. First time seeing this because didn't really have this on for any of the football games yesterday. Pretty cool. Theo Weiss Jr. with a score for the Dolphins. Oh, my goodness. Here we go again, ladies and gentlemen. Kickoff from Schmeitz upcoming. When's the last time, question, that the Steelers had a kickoff return for a touchdown? Not going to do it here. It's going to be knelt down in the end zone by Kenneth Gainwell. I love Jalen Warren and I love Kenny G, but it doesn't seem like those guys are the kick return types anymore. We really need someone explosive here on the kick return, or a punt return even. I'd take one of those right now. Back to the drawing board goes the Steelers offense here. Jim Schwartz, Browns' longtime defensive coordinator. First in the NFL defending the pass is this Browns defense. Maybe that's why the Steelers are keeping it on the ground. Got to try something new, though. Aaron Rodgers here, breaking the huddle, I believe. Are we going to pan the camera away from Jim Schwartz here at all? Schwartz getting his call in. We are now on like a 30-second shot of Jim Schwartz. Yeah, cool. Cool guy. Interesting. Wonder if there's something going on the field with field position that they're discussing, because I don't know why the hell they're taking this long to get a play going here. Oh, my goodness. All right, here we go now. 1st and 10, Rodgers under center. Garrett lined up to the left here. Rodgers faking the handoff to pass. He's going to fire one over here to Jonnu Smith near the sideline. That's going to be a 3-yard gain before he is pushed out by Grant Delpit and Devin Bush. Popping up the Pro Bowl selections here, of course, Garrett and Denzel Ward for Cleveland, their 2 Pro Bowl selections. TJ Watt, Jalen Ramsey, Ben Skoranek for the Steelers as Pro Bowl selections. Congratulations again to those 3 gentlemen. I think we mentioned that during last week's set of live streams. Rodgers again here on 2nd and 6, rolling out here to the right, firing downfield and looking for MVS. But tight coverage there by Tyson. That is Tyson Campbell, right? The former Jacksonville Jaguar, number 7 for Cleveland. He getting a PBU on a crosser there from MVS. And now it's 3rd and long. Concepts with a comment here, no PI. I don't think that's going to be called PI right there. Thomas Dowdy says he was thinking the same as well. 3rd and 6 here for the Steelers. Empty backfield for Rodgers. Rodgers to pass. Firing here down the sideline. Oh, man! That is Scotty Miller! 1st down! But a flag here. Let's see what the flag is. Oh, no. It is pass interference on Valdez-Scantling. Oh, my goodness. I was about to scream, it's Miller time. I know my dad would have been extremely, extremely happy if Scotty Miller again picked up a big 3rd down, but MVS, offensive pass interference. They didn't even show the OPI on the replay there, so I have no idea if it was legitimate or not. 3rd and 16 now. Rodgers again in an empty backfield. Rodgers taking the snap. Got to get rid of it. It's going to be a check down here to Darnell Washington, and Washington is going to get up to the 25, but bad news is he's 5 yards short of the 1st down. And now hang on here. We have a late flag here. Rodgers is pointing that way. We have a late flag here. Please tell me it's on the Browns. They got the camera on Ronnie Hickman and Carson Schweschinger. Personal foul, defense, or unsportsmanlike conduct. Something, please. Taunting? Could be going with that. Tony Romo says it could be that. Let's see here the call. Taunting on the defense, number 5. That is Rayshawn Jenkins, the safety. Oh, boy. 1st and down. 1st down conversion. Let's go. We'll take it. Love it. Jenkins walking after Darnell Washington after the play. Clapping in his face. And that, it's close, but boy, what a call there. Now it makes up for the OPI. They didn't show the OPI, so I assumed it wasn't, anything egregious, and also it was well away from the play. That's a makeup call right there. 1st and 10 for the Steelers. At the 40, Darnell Washington in motion. It's going to be a pitch run here to the left. Up the sideline, stutter stepping Jalen Warren, and he is going to get a gain of 4, maybe 5 yards right there. Good stuff there from number 30. They do make it 2nd and 5. Good stuff there from Jalen. Again, I will take that as a makeup call. They didn't show, the OPI against MVS. It was well away from the play, so it probably shouldn't have been called in the first place. And there's your makeup right there with the taunt. 2nd and 5 here. Rodgers with Warren to his right. Taking the snap, looking to pass is Aaron. It's going to be a check down here again to Darnell Mount Washington, and he is going to do a barrel roll. Grant Delpit going low. He's going to be a yard short, though. 3rd and 1. Okay, I think we was listening in there. Tracy Wolfson, CBS sideline reporter there with an update. I believe that was on Harold Fannin for the Browns, re-aggravating his groin injury he came into this game today week with. And this is going to be a run for Connor. Hayward's up the sideline, and Connor Hayward, the Steelers lined up in tush-push formation. They didn't run the sneak, and they didn't run the fake that they have with Kenneth Gainwell. Instead, Hayward under center just picks it up and runs it to the right, and he gets a massive chunk of yardage right there before he is knocked out by Diabate, the linebacker. Good blocking as well by Jalen Warren. How about that? Good play call there from Arthur Smith. I love the versatility out of that same play. Good stuff, Artie. You're one up in the plus department here today. 1st and 10. And now, as the Steelers try to get another play here, Aaron Rodgers is talking with the official here. The play clock was hitting 0. The Steelers are going to be charged with a timeout here. Rodgers is still talking with the officials, as is Tomlin. I guess they were looking for the play clock to reset there. They didn't get it. Clock stops with 1:15. Concepts there with a take. Play clock scammed us, it looked like. Yeah, I mean, I'm wondering, usually, you're allowed to reset the play clock to 25. Steelers didn't get it, and now it costs them a timeout. Rodgers was like, hey, where was that there? Huh. Are they also looking at, all right, they popped back up there the last run for Connor Hayward, seeing if he was inbounds throughout that run. He was. I don't know. Steelers lose a timeout there. It's 1st and 10 now. Rodgers, handoff, Gainwell. Going to find a tiny bit of breathing room and get a 3-yard gain right there. Down on the play, I think, is Tyson Campbell for the Browns. He's going to be slow to get up here. Indeed, it is a 3-yard gain. Clock continuing to roll here. Under 50 seconds now left to play in the first quarter. Since week 10, Jalen Warren and Kenneth Gainwell, the only running back duo to each have 500-plus scrimmage yards. Outstanding stuff from these guys. Hopefully more of it to come here. Rodgers to pass on 2nd and 7. Rodgers, throw here. It's going to be a check down to Kenneth Gainwell out in the flat, and Devin Bush. Pat Freiermuth was trying to block him there as the ball was coming Gainwell's way. Gainwell met well deep into the backfield as soon as he caught it. And that is a big loss. Loss of 6 on the play. 3rd and 13 now. And the Steelers, they aren't going to run another play. They're just going to let this play clock go all the way down, and we will head to the second quarter of play. A lackluster, to say the least, first quarter of play for the Steelers. But the offense getting closer and closer to a response score of some kind. This drive is taking up some time, so that's good for the defense to, gather their bearings here. 10-0 after one. On to the second quarter we go. Back to your comments your comments here in a moment. Going to take a quick break for this commercial break. Back here in a moment. 10 of you in here, please hit subscribe, turn on notifications, like, share, leave a comment in the comment section. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Aside from the Steelers game going on here to my right, got a new bit of information just a little bit ago from Jay Glazer of Fox Sports on the DK Metcalf situation. Apparently, the Steelers will not be voiding the guaranteed money in Metcalf's contract. So we'll keep an eye on that. 3rd and 14 here for the Steelers. Rodgers takes the snap, throws for Kenneth Gainwell, and it is incomplete. That was just going to be a quick hit and run for the Steelers offense there. Myles Garrett maybe got a piece of that ball, but Gainwell could have caught it. Definitely wouldn't have gotten the first down, but would have made this field goal attempt a lot more easier for Chris Boswell, who is on now to attempt a 44-yarder. Boswell from the left hash here, 44 yards. Kick on the way, and oh boy! Woo! Easy there, Chris. That ball started to the left and thought he misjudged the wind there for a second. The ball... The ball then carried all the way back to the right, I should say. That one looked a little tricky there, but the Steelers, they are on the board. They respond with a field goal. It is 3-10 in favor of Cleveland right now. Back here to the comment section here. Getting your guys' comments in from earlier. My dad was there. That is BS. Scotty doesn't know. Yeah, going back to that OPI call against MVS makeup call right away. I agree there. Let's go here. More comments. Looked like a quick play clock, says Thomas. That screwed the Steelers out of a timeout. I agree there, Thomas. Oh, my goodness. They would have a better option yesterday with the Broncos and Chargers. Talking about the wild card opponent, possibly, for the Steelers. That Sanders TD was fake, Highsmith. Yeah. Got to go back and see that hold again. We will see. Are there magnets in that thing? What thing? Don't talking about the uprights? Maybe some football magnets. Back to the action here. This kickoff from Chris Boswell. It's going to go through the back of the end zone, and it's going to be knelt down near the back line of the end zone for a touchback. We suck again, says Freight Train. Never know what team is gonna show up in Cleveland. Agreed. Looking here, I'm also, as we're going live here, watching the bar in the back, the ticker to see if there's any new news. Saw MLB news. Waiting for some big MLB news, by the way, for the Pittsburgh Pirates. They apparently in the finalists category for Kazuma Okamoto, outstanding third baseman from Japan. Passing here on 1st and 10 is Shedeur Sanders. Throws in. It's caught by Judy. That is going to be a 13-yard gain for Jerry Jeudy. Kyle Duggar coming up from the safety spot to make the tackle. Come on. $160 million defense. We're going to get carved up by Shedeur today in the rain. Fantastic. All the way up near midfield again is Cleveland. Sanders, a handoff to the other Sanders, Raheem, I believe, and this is going to be a no gain. Tackle there by Patrick Queen coming in to make the stop. No gain. Love it. Patrick Queen been having a real good stretch of games here recently. Production been getting up there. Also, his communication and knowledge of the defense in his second year, it's getting much, much better. Like that. 2nd and 10 here. Raheem Sanders motions out wide as a wide receiver. Sanders in an empty set looking to pass. Firing over the middle, and it is caught again by Jerry Jeudy, a leaping grab. I think he's throwing the ball to Jerry Jeudy. I mean, he doesn't have his other favorite target, Harold Fannin, in there. So we might want to cover number 3. Malik Harrison, back, who's a come downhill blitzing middle linebacker. We're going to drop him into pass coverage there. And he again gets targeted. Let's get the personnel, going a little bit better here. There, Terrell Austin and Tomlin. Sanders again to pass here. It's going to be a delayed screen here. Set up Dylan Sampson. He is going nowhere. Slung down by Patrick Queen. Hell yeah, 6. Let's go. Love that there. Let's go, Queen. Great tackling again. That's what now. He's made a couple of tackles here. Let me go back. So that is 3rd tackle of the game there for Patrick Queen. 2nd and 11 now. They gave him a loss of 1. I thought he was way deeper in the backfield there. You're going to give him a loss of 1. I thought that was more. Come on. That is now the 4th tackle of the game for Patrick Queen. Passing here, 2nd and 11. Shedeur moving all around from behind. Tracked down and going down. Alex Highsmith takes down Shedeur. That is going to be a sack. But Shedeur might have gotten back to the line of scrimmage. Nonetheless, number 56 tracks him down from behind, was trying to punch the ball out as well, but I think Shedeur recovered it just enough. Hell yeah. Schmitty, 3rd and 12. They gave him a loss of 1. Passing again, Shedeur. Pass incomplete. And a flag. Let's look at the penalty marker. False start on the offense. That is going to be on Weipler, the center. And I think that penalty is going to be accepted. Yeah, 3rd and 17. False start on Weipler. What is going on here with the camera for CBS? All of a sudden, the picture starting to rotate there for a second. 3rd and 17. That pass incomplete, intended for Judy a moment ago. There was another Brown in the area. Might have been confused as who was getting it. Shadur passing again, 3rd and 17. Shadur's now going to run, try to pick up whatever yardage he can, and he is going to be taken down there by Cam Hayward. It's going to be a 10-yard run there for Sanders, so it's going to be 4th and 7. Sanders bounced off of a shoulder check there for Patrick Queen before he was creamed by Cam Hayward. And what are the Browns going to do here? Are they going to leave out the offense? They are. The Browns, they're going for it. 4th and 7 from the Steelers. 33. Excuse me. Empty backfield for Shadur. He's going to look to pass. Shadur throws. It is incomplete. Looking for Canella, the tight end. No flags anywhere, and it's a turnover on downs. The Steelers are going to get off the field. In the offense, they're going to come back on. Let's go. Steelers, I think they rushed 5 there. Might have sped up the internal clock of Shadur a little bit. The pass also was well wide of his intended target. He's had a few of those. And the black and gold back on offense trying to tie up this ball game. 12 of you in here right now. Please get your comments in the comment section. Subscribe to the channel on your way in. We are up to 675 subscribers here on the channel. So please, if you're new, get your subscription in there. Hit the subscribe button. It's the least you can do. Back here to the comment section. Hi, Smith, from my dad. Excited about that sack. Should be a sack. No way. Knee was down before the line. Yeah, that should be a sack. He got back to the line. They even gave him a loss of a yard on the play, so I assume with a loss, they are going to give him the sack. That was a hell of a spot. Not of YouTube. Thomas having a tiny bit of issues with YouTube here today. Need to start talking negative for them to prove me wrong. Yeah, pessimism, everybody. Pessimism. That is the thing that is going to motivate this team to victory now. I think Aaron Rodgers is going to absolutely suck this next drive. Let's see if that works. Need RD to show up. It's a rookie quarterback who is not good, even though ESPN makes him to be the second coming of TB12. Not ESPN there, Thomas. There's one member of ESPN who makes him the second coming of Tom Brady, that being Mr. Pumpkin Pie Filling Eater himself, Mel Kiper Jr., who damn near had an aneurysm on draft night when Shadur didn't get taken, was calling out all of the NFL organizations at once. Here to the thing here. Tried to beef up to Cam Hayward, then threw a crap pass. I did see that. He was well short, and then he tried to do like a flex there on Cam. Like, what are you doing? You didn't pick up the first down. And also, I'm not sure Cam is the one guy you want to make angry rushing at you, or else he's just going to eat you live for breakfast. Laco, when I'm confident, it's bad. When I'm down, it's good. Opposites. Yep, opposites attract. So let's go here with some more pessimism. Get Mel Kiper a diaper on draft day. Yeah, not sure how much more Kiper's going to do. He's been there forever. We'll have to see. Assume they would give him enough to avoid a sack, but I was wrong. I always assume they'll scam us. Agreed to their concepts. Back out on offense goes the Steelers. And Jaylen Warren breaking multiple tackles. That is a 15 to 17-yard run, I believe, right there from Jaylen Warren. Let's see here. Running right up the middle. 1, 2. Breaking the arm tackles of Bush and Hickman before it takes 2 Browns to take him down. Also, Bush maybe a hair away from possibly getting nabbed for a face mask penalty there as well. Solid running there from Jaylen. 14 rushes, 143 yards, and 2 touchdowns last week for number 30 on the ground. Let's see if he can continue that here today. Jumbo tight end formation here for the Steelers. It's going to be a pitch and running up the middle, backing his way forward for a 4 to 5 yard gain there is Jalen Warren. It's now going to be 2nd and 6. The running game may be starting to get going here for the black and gold. That's going to be a good sign. I believe it was Concepts or Thomas earlier. You guys mentioned Darnell Washington clutching at his wrist or something earlier. Well, Washington now questionable to return with a forearm injury. So no number 80 in black and gold. That is going to be troublesome, especially in pass pro against Myles Garrett. Rogers, sideline shot here for Valdez Scantling, incomplete. One-on-one, man-to-man with Delpit, the safety, and MVS could not catch up to that pass from Rogers. That ball a little bit in towards the field as well. So Valdez Scantling couldn't curl back in and get to it, just grazing the fingertips of MVS. Rogers looks up to the sky there. Thought he had a play there. Had the matchup he wanted. Safety against tall wide receiver. 3rd and 6 now. Rogers, the pass again. Sideline look again, and incomplete, looking for Adam Thielen on the outside. Tyson Campbell one-on-one with Thielen. Another excellent throw from Rogers. Beautiful back shoulder, and Thielen could not bring it in. Campbell just getting his arm in there to break it up. And that's a 3 and out for the Steelers offense. Damn it. Damn. Come on. Concepts here. No, DK is killing us. I love DK, but he really screwed this offense. Yeah, I mean, those are the types of kicks right there that DK tends to haul in and couldn't do it there. Good Thielen. Perfect throw indeed there, Flacco. Beautiful throw from Rogers, but better coverage from Campbell. All right, 12 of you in here. Welcome to the live stream. On your way in, please hit that subscribe button. Get your comments, your thoughts on this game in the comment section. Going to take another small break real quick. Get a drink. Back here in a few moments. Welcome back, good people. Steelers, after punting a moment ago, it was a half-decent punt from Corliss Waitman. Not his best work of the year, but a bounce. Carried the ball a little bit further. The Browns offense about to come back onto the field after the Steelers offense goes 3 and out. Got a comment in here from this new viewer, Mason. Welcome, Mason. Unfortunately, no, not showing the game on here. Do not have the right privileges or credentials for the NFL to do so. Do not want to get nipped in the bud for that. You're more than welcome to stay, though, Mason, as I provide my commentary and reactions. A handoff here running to the right for Dylan Sampson's going to get about 3 yards. Also, new ticker, so we can keep an eye on all the NFL games going on here today. You see it cycling through the baseball schedule for spring training here in a couple months right now. NFL, NHL, and MLB. That ticker is going to circle through multiple things there. Quarterback comparisons up to this point, Shedeur Sanders, he has been good despite a couple of wobbler throws. Aaron Rodgers shooting 50% right now, 4 for 8 in the passing department. Just had a beautiful throw a moment ago. That was incomplete. Another run here for Dylan Sampson is going to set up a 3rd down and medium here. And off there running to the left, tackled there by a handful of Steelers, including Jeremiah Moon, who I think was in there on that stop. 3rd and 4, exactly, approaching the midway point here of the second quarter. Sanders here on 3rd and 4, empty backfield. Again, no Harold Fannin for the Browns. Shedeur taking the snap, passing over the middle. It is a wide open catch, and out of bounds goes Isaiah Bond. Very fast wide receiver, undrafted out of Texas, running across the middle of the field. The Steelers dropping back into zone coverage there, and there was about 3, maybe 4 Steelers who were lined up across the first down marker. They didn't get any depth, and Bond was just wide open. He had a country mile all around him to haul in that catch. 1st and 10 now, again for Cleveland. Shedeur faking the handoff. Now he's going to step up and try to run here, and he is going to get about 4 yards there. Trevion Williams, the running back in there, doing a little bit of blocking for him. Patrick Queen having some words with Shedeur here. Sure, that's hey, Rook, you're doing great conversation right there. Officially make it a gain of 3, 2nd and 7 now. Malachi Corley in the game for Cleveland. Y.A. Black out there now for the Steelers. We'd love to see Y.A. have a dominating rep right here. 2nd and 7, Shedeur to pass again. Firing again over the middle, right in between 3 defenders. That is Jerry Jeudy. Again, the Steelers dropping back into this Tampa 2 zone coverage. Right in between the triangle of Jack Sawyer, Patrick Queen, and Kyle Duggar. Jerry Jeudy makes that catch. And that is another chain mover for Cleveland. Now it's 1st and 10. The Browns dominating the time of possession here in this first half. Williams motions out to the left. Shedeur to pass again. Fires this one. Tipped up in the air. Picked off. It's Jack Sawyer. Run, Sawyer, run. Back to the 30. Tipped at the line. And picked off by Tom Jack Sawyer. The Steelers get the turnover, baby. Woo! Tipped at the line. Was that Logan Lee that got his hand up? Indeed. Talk about going from being healthy and active to making a big play. That ball wasn't actually tipped by Lee. Shedeur threw it right off the helmet of Logan Lee, pops up into the air and flutters into the awaiting arms of Jack Sawyer, coming off a magnificent performance last week against the Detroit Lions, in which he did well, dominating against Penei Sewell. Sawyer with a big play right there, and with the Steelers offense in prime field position coming back out here, this first play, it's going to be blown up. You had Alex Wright, I believe, defensive end, came in, was taking down Rogers. Rogers was able to flip it out last second to Connor Hayward out wide. And Hayward then was tackled in the backfield by Schlesinger, who Schlesinger is limping, by the way. We'll keep an eye on that and his mobility. 2nd and 13, loss of 3 on the play for the Steelers. Come on, offense. Golden opportunity. Let's not spoil it. Run here up the middle. Jalen Warren is going to get that lost yardage and a little bit more back. So that's going to bring up about a 3rd and 7, we'll call it here. Back to the comment section. Y'all reacting to that Sawyer interception a moment ago. Sawyer the Destroyer. Insane stuff there from the rookie out of Ohio State. Gets his first start last week against the Lions. Makes a few big plays in that game and now makes a big, hopefully, momentum-turning play in this game. So it's not looking like that right now. 3rd and 7. Jonnu Smith motions. Rodgers to pass here. Rodgers, he's now going to step up. Rodgers is going to run. He's going to have the first down. Did he get it? Or is he short? He began his slide right near the first down marker. They're going to call him a yard short. Oh, my goodness. A pump fake and then a scramble for the first down for Rodgers. Oh, they're going to mark him a yard short. It's 4th and 1. Is it tush-push time? No, instead, the Steelers right now, they're going to take a timeout. That's going to be their 2nd of the half. A yard short. Ugh. Instead of sliding, maybe Rodgers should have, jumped out and dove there. But also, 42 years old. Also, a bit of a wrist issue still. Not sure diving would have been the best thing for him there. But damn, so close. I think the terminology in the rule book for the NFL, a quarterback, when they go into a slide, is down when they begin the action of the slide, not when their knee or butt, elbow, anything hits the ground. So that probably is a more accurate spot than what we give there. Is it a full yard short, though? I think they could have reduced it to a half a yard, and then you run out the tush-push formation here. Maybe they still do. I don't know, but yeah, damn, so close there. Here we go. After that 30-second timeout, the Steelers offense is going to go back out there. 4th and 1 here. This is going to be a big pickup here if they can get it. It's 4th and a full yard, but they go empty set here. Empty set. Do we have a quick screen or something here? Freiermuth motions back in. Rodgers is going to pass. Deep sideline shot there, and it's well out ahead of Scotty Miller and incomplete. What was the play call? Why are we doing that? Why? Out of all the times we're going to take a sideline go ball shot to our smallest wide receiver, of all times you wanted to do that play, why is it on 4th and 1? You got Jalen Warren, the human bowling ball, that I'm sure if he really wanted to, you could have had him right behind Rodgers, and he would have lowered his head and gotten that yard. Or how about this? The tush push, your sneak play that you've been running for a while now. That's been pretty successful lately. Why the hell didn't we try that? Spartan, Yahoo, whatever the hell else play you can run out of that formation. Why? Out of all the times to take a deep shot to the end zone, 4th and 1 certainly wasn't the case right there. Back here to the comments section. My thoughts correlate here with freight trains. Run the damn ball. No sort of thought at all of running it there. Empty set, too. Why are we going empty set? Should have had one of the running backs in the backfield there for that play, to at least give the illusion that you could still run the ball. Your running game finally got going a little bit that drive, and then on a crucial down where you needed a yard, you don't run the ball at all. Absolutely terrible. come on. Use our heads here. Use our heads. Agreed. Concepts. What are we watching there? A deep shot for what? What are we doing? What the hell? Know the situation. Situational awareness. Lacking. Pretty damn big so far in this game. Situational awareness. Nowhere to be found. Guess, yeah, none of that today, Concepts. I agree. That had to be planned. Made 0 sense at all. I don't know how that could have been the plan. 0 sense at all. Let's try their number 2 corner with Scotty Miller. I get it. Scotty, has a knack of picking up big third downs, but can't be having that. Cannot be having that happen. 1st and 10. Got Aaron Rodgers on the sideline now. Arthur Smith on one side. Quarterback coach Tom Arth on the other. Trying to figure out what the hell that was. 1st and 10 here. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. 1st and 10 for the Browns. Shadur, an absolute duck butt out to the flat for Whiteheart, his tight end. And Nick Herbig dropped back into coverage. He ran up. He had a pick six. And it went right through his hands. Oh, my God. You want to talk about bailing out your offense? Herbig almost did it there. Pass here short to the right for Malachi Corley. That's going to be a 4 or 5 yard gain. 3rd down coming up for Cleveland. Tackled by Chuck Clark. Herbig. Oh, I thought, out of all of our outside linebackers, Herbig would have, one of the more steadier hands of the group. That one hurts. Get Jack Sawyer back out there for that. Jesus. So close, so close. Have to come away with that, dude. Yes, should have come away with that. Also, some of these throws from Sanders, they have absolute shite spiral. That one was a duck's ass and a half, and I wouldn't be surprised if that played a factor into him dropping that. Damn it. It's now going to be 3rd down here for Cleveland coming up. Let me wait to see the exact yardage here. Wonder where we at. Did the 2-minute warning hit? Is that why we have a break? No, 2-minute warning coming up here in 14 seconds. It's going to be 3rd and 6. The Steelers, by the way, without all their timeouts. So I think the Steelers took a timeout there to stop the clock. 3rd and 10. Browns with all 3rd and 6. Browns with all 3 of their timeouts. Steelers with none. Shadur with a back to his right. Takes the pass. Looking to the left. Fires short. Caught by Jerry Jeudy. He's got to get upfield. He's not going to get there. Stopped at the 30-yard line. That is going to be about 3 yards short of the 1st down. I originally thought Jeudy, when he caught that ball, his momentum was carrying him towards the sideline. I thought he, had a decent chance to have the right angle to get upfield and get the 1st down. He stopped and cut back inwards, and that, stopped any chance of him getting the 1st down. Maybe a bit of a help there from Jerry Jeudy not realizing he should have kept going out. So the Steelers, another 3rd down stop. We'll see what the Browns do. They'd be pretty bold to go for it on what I assume will be 4th and 2, 4th and 3. But looks like the Steelers, now that the 2-minute warning is hit, they are going to get the ball back. 2-minute drill, no timeouts. Coming up after the impending punt from Cleveland. 11 of you in here right now. To the comment section again, Thomas Dowdy, false start too. Left tackle moved early. Glad we got the stop. Seemed like, what was it, the Lions or... Yeah, I think it was the Lions game last week. We were picking up on some false starts, and then later in the game, they finally started to get called. So maybe we're in for a similar outcome here today. Situational awareness is lacking on both teams today. Indeed, offense maybe a little bit more than defense. with that last play. But hey, situational awareness was good there for the Steelers. So they are about to possibly go back on offense. Don't have the energy for this panic attack the Steelers are giving me. I've only had a coffee here today, and that's going to do well with me in this panic attack here. So we will see how we're all faring well by the time this game's over. Magic in here. What's going on, Magic? Woo, this game is hard to watch. Agreed, Magic. It is definitely been a struggle here. Frustrating decisions by the Steelers, but hopefully that's about to change. Steelers hopefully about to get the ball back on offense. They've had a knack over the past couple of weeks. Knock on wood now to hope that it happens again. They've had a knack recently of putting up points, touchdown points too, before halftime. Last week against the Lions, it was that insane still catch by Kenneth Gainwell for a touchdown. Steelers were moving the ball well on that drive. Hopefully we're in for a similar story right here. Offense going to have a big chance here to shift momentum heading into the locker room, where the Steelers will get the ball to start the second half. They are going to take the ball on offense to begin the third quarter. The Browns do punt. This one is a boomer, backtracking all the way to the 9, and it's going to be returned up to the 12-yard line, maybe the 11, by Scotty Miller. No Calvin Austin in the lineup today for the Steelers with a hamstring injury. So Scotty Miller doing punt return duties. Was a fantastic punt returner there for Tampa Bay for many years. Thomas here. Hopefully we get a score before half and come out of half and score again. The double score that this team, I think, has done once this year. They've had multiple opportunities to do so. Let's hope that they get the second conversion of that here. But you got to start with number 1. Let's see here if they're able to do it. 1st and 10 here. 1:51 and no timeouts here for the Steelers. Rodgers. It's going to be a pitch out here. Kenneth Gainwell deep in the backfield. He is going to run a long way and tackle to inbounds. And now we got a Browns player down here. Schlesinger is going to limp off to the sideline, I believe, so that the Browns do not get cost a timeout. Or no, Schlesinger staying in there. I'll give him credit. Carson Schlesinger, he is fighting through something fierce right now, and he is going to be in a ton of trouble if he re-aggravates it. Pass here over the middle on a slant, caught by Marquez Valdez-Scantling. It's close to the first down marker. I don't think he got it. He's going to be a yard short. Clock continues to roll here. By the time the Steelers snap it, it's going to be under a minute. Rodgers takes the snap, looking to pass, fires. It's going to be caught here just beyond the line of scrimmage by Kenneth Gainwell. He's going to get up near midfield. Steelers not looking like they're going to spike it here. They're just going to keep running plays. Come on. 1st and 10. 40 seconds now. Rodgers to pass. Again, a check down over the middle. Gainwell there. Oh, my God. Kenneth Gainwell just delivered a brutal hit on Schlesinger. That might be the knockout blow. That might be the knockout blow. Schlesinger is going to stay out there. Steelers spike it at the 49-yard line. With 26 seconds left, it'll be 2nd and 10. Jeez Louise, what action. What action there for the Steelers. Now they're going to hurry up, catching the Browns with a man going off, firing over the middle. Caught at the 30 and down. Pat Freiermuth with the reception. Flag is down. The penalty is going to be on the Browns. They were trying to get someone on the field. Rodgers catches them in a personnel change. That is some big brain football there from Aaron Rodgers. He is one of the best at doing that. He catches the Browns defense in the middle of a change. They get the flag and the big gain too. 12 players. 2 penalties on the defense. There was an offsides penalty that was declined. The too many men penalty, that is also declined. The big gainer for the Steelers with 18 seconds left up inside the 30. And That right there was Rodgers targeting Schlesinger. This is insane by the Browns medical staff that they are leaving out Carson Schlesinger. He is, in every definition of the word, hobbling through immense pain right now in, I believe, his right leg. And they're leaving him out there. How is he still out there? Target him again. From the 28 here, Rodgers in an empty backfield to pass. Rodgers, pressure around him, throws here, and this one is going to be incomplete. 2nd and 10, Rodgers, that throwaway there just to avoid a sack. 2nd and 17, or 2nd and 10, excuse me, 17 seconds left. Got to be very cautious here if you're the Steelers offense. Very aware. If this ball is caught and you go down inbounds, you need to hustle your ass to spike the football and get a field goal opportunity for Chris Boswell. 2nd and 10. 3 receivers set to the right of the formation. Rodgers takes the low snap, looking to pass. Penalty here. Flag flies as the snap gets off. Rodgers is livid right now. He wants an explanation of what happened, why the whistles were blown. Let's look here. Flag. And it's a false start on the offense. That's going to bring even a tougher task for the Steelers. Not sure who they nabbed on that penalty. False start. Was that on Zach Frazier? Bobbed his head. So now it's 2nd and 15. Oh, come on. Rodgers to pass again. Firing short over the middle. Caught by Adam Thielen. Get down. All right, spike it. Clock at 10. You got time. You got time. Rodgers, he might try to run another play here. Rodgers now, okay, now he's going to spike it with 3 seconds left. And the field goal unit's going to come on. All right, so Rodgers, some awareness of the clock there. Gets the clock down to 3 seconds. And Chris Boswell is going to come on here for a makeable field goal to try to make this a 10-6 game before these two teams head to the locker room. Making a field goal from 44 earlier in the ball game. This is a 40-yard attempt from the middle of the field for Boswell. And now Cleveland, they're going to take a timeout, try to ice Boz here. Boz, not the best kicking percentage here at Huntington Bank Field, I think it's called. So he is going to need to think about this one a tiny bit more. Back here to the comments section again. Rodgers said, not this game, Arthur. Quick snap. Clock stops with the defensive penalty. You guys going insane over that false start call on Zach Frazier. And where is Roman says Magic? No sighting of Roman Wilson. He is active today, but it's been all Miller, MVS, and Thielen for the Steelers today. From the middle of the field, snap down, hold is good, kick. With the wind playing tricks on us again is good. So the Steelers, as they have done quite a bit here this season, they do get points on the board again before halftime. This time it's a field goal. 2 field goals from Chris Boswell, a 44 and 40-yarder in the half. The Steelers defense making a couple of big plays to shift momentum a little bit to end the half. 10-6 heading into the locker room. For as bad as that half looked at certain points, I think you will take a 10-6 deficit if you're the Steelers. Because now, hopefully adjustments get made. They have been making better adjustments during halftime in the past month or so. Now you come back out. You take advantage of what the defense is doing. and hopefully a touchdown and a lead coming up here from the Steelers when we come back. False start call. So, two very bad calls and some holding calls not called, looking very questionable, says Thomas. Thomas and Concepts on their tinfoil hat era right now. Mike T looking for an explanation. I think we all were looking for an explanation on a few of those calls that half. Their Concepts. I agree. And I agree with you too, Thomas. All right, ladies and gentlemen, going to take a quick break for halftime. We will be back right before the start of the second half. We'll do a little bit of recap if there's time of the first half, and hopefully a much better product for the Steelers coming up here in a couple of minutes. 11 of you in here, hit subscribe on your way in, turn on notifications, like, share, and leave a comment, your thoughts on the first half and predictions for the second half. Carrie, get those in the comments sections, and we will talk about it before the start of the second half. A break for half, back here in a little bit. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. We are back from halftime here in this one. After 2 quarters of play, the Cleveland Browns up 10-6 over our Pittsburgh Steelers, trying to clinch the AFC North division title today with a win or a tie. This game pretty sloppy, and that really goes for both teams here to begin today, to say the least. Game started off the Steelers on defense, Cleveland kicking a field goal. The Steelers, their first offensive drive of the day, going 3 and out. Cleveland going up 10-0 early, a 28-yard touchdown pass to Harold Fannin from Shedeur Sanders should have been picked off. It was an absolute rainbow from Sanders that Kyle Duggar, I don't think anybody still knows what the hell he was doing in coverage on that one. Fannin also on that play re-aggravates his groin injury. He most likely trending towards being out for the rest of this the rest of this game. Excuse me. Steelers, they responded with a field goal to begin the second quarter, a 44-yarder from Chris Boswell. The Browns, they went for it on 4th down and 7, I believe, and they were stopped from converting that 4th down. The Steelers, what did they respond with after that stop from their defense? The offense, they pretty much go 3 and out. They punt the ball away. The Browns then, on the ensuing drive, trying to go up by 2 scores, once again, a pass from Shedeur Sanders, which Shedeur playing all right, but he has had more than a couple of balls that have been absolute duck's butts. One of those throws clanks off the helmet of Logan Lee, Steelers defensive lineman. Up and it is picked off by Jack Sawyer and ran back to the 30-yard line of the Browns. The Steelers, again, nice opportunity handed to them on a platter by the defense. What do they do with it? They get the ball within a yard of the first down, and Aaron Rodgers' scramble comes up about a yard short. On 4th and 1, the Steelers take a timeout. What play call did they come up with during that timeout? A sideline go ball for Scotty Miller that was way, way overthrown. Terrible call. I don't know who to blame for Rodgers not, checking to something else, or for Arthur Smith even thinking that was a good play to begin with. Just terrible stuff all around. Steelers defense, again, they bail out the offense. They get a 3 and out. The offense, they end the first half with a field goal, a 40-yarder from Chris Boswell. The 2-minute drill playing quite well for the Steelers offense. Maybe just do a little bit more of that. Just go hurry up offense every now and again. Catch this Browns defense, off guard. Myles Garrett, I think in the first half, was held to just 1 tackle. Has gotten close to the quarterback a few times, but I don't think anything where he's gotten close to a sack yet. Carson Schlesinger, linebacker, rookie linebacker for the Browns, he is fighting through a fierce injury where he has been hobbled, and the Browns still haven't been thinking of taking him off the field. So we might see if he is going to be taken off at all here in the second half. Kickoff here from Andre Schmeitz. It's going to be fielded by Jalen Warren. And what? Did Warren just trip? Did Jalen Warren just trip on the return? Did he even get it out to the 20? I have no idea what the hell just happened, but I hope that's not an omen of things to come here. Going to get to your comments section, to your comments here in a minute. 11 of you in here right now. Hit subscribe on your way in. Leave a comment in the comments section what your thoughts are on this drive, on this game so far. The first half went, and what you think is going to come here in the second half. First play of the quarter here. Jonnu Smith lined up as a running back, gets the crack toss, and he is going to get a solid gain of 6 to 7 yards right there. Love that there from one Jonnu Smith. Aaron Rodgers in the first half hasn't been talked about a whole lot. 9 for 17 is A-Rod, 72 yards. Most of those completions coming on the 2-minute drill. So he hasn't had the best game to this point, but he kind of like the Steelers offense over the past few games. They have been getting better in the second half. They have been hitting their stride once we get beyond halftime. Hopefully that continues here today. Heavy jumbo set here for the Steelers with no Darnell Washington. He was questionable to return with a forearm injury. Doesn't look like he is going to come back. A run there and spinning his way forward for the first down. That is Jalen Warren. You had the linebacker Swessinger lined up on the right guard, Mason McCormick there. McCormick blows him off the line. That's what opened up some running room for Warren, and he was able to hit a spin move and get about 7 yards right there on that gain. Good pace to start for this offensive drive. That is now 7 first downs on the afternoon for the Steelers. The Browns have 9. 1st and 10 from their own 39. Rodgers under center, takes the snap, faking the handoff. Rodgers, pump faking, got pressure all around him. Oh my goodness. Oh, thank you that Jonnu Smith was around. Grant Delpit, the safety, blitzing right there, hits Rodgers hard. The ball fumbled out of Rodgers' hand, and it flutters right to Jonnu Smith, who is able to corral it. That's thankfully only going to be a loss of about 3 or 4 yards, but that could have been much, much worse. One of the rare times you'll just take the lost yardage, because when that ball hits the ground, who knows which direction it's going to bounce. 2nd and 13. Gainwell to Rodgers left in the backfield. Rodgers, it's going to be a quick screen here. MVS just going to try to get as much yardage as possible. Did he fumble? Oh, no. Oh, my God. Please tell me he is down by contact. Thank you. Jesus. Hey, ball security. Please. Mike Tomlin preaches ball security. Let's work on that here, guys. Oh, my goodness. That ball was fumbled, but MVS got it back. That is now 3 times in this game there have been fumbles recovered by the Steelers. 3rd and 6 now. Rodgers in an empty backfield. Takes the snap, looks to pass. Rodgers avoids the sack attempt of Garrett. Fires, and it is going to be incomplete. Looking for Adam Thielen. Thielen looking for a penalty on the play. He's not going to get it. Steelers offense not going to do anything. They're going to punt. You're just lucky to survive. Just lucky to survive that opening drive. That was not a good opening series. The running game was the only positivity there, but a near fumbled loss, 2 fumbles lost. Garrett almost had a sack. Punt here from Corliss Waitman. It's going to be fair caught back at the 13, maybe the 14-yard line by Laverdane. And the Browns offense is going to come back out onto the field. 11:55 left to play here in the 3rd quarter. Back to the comment section. You guys getting your comments in here over the last couple of minutes. Concepts here. Curious your thoughts. If you can check out that hold on Highsmith on that fan and deep shot before the TD. No worries. Just curious if you had a chance. I was looking through Twitter on that halftime break. Couldn't find anything there. That's usually where I see most of the highlights. I'd have to wait till, or here, let me see if I can do it this time. Let's go here to the Cleveland Browns Twitter, see if anything pops up there for the fan and touchdown, if they have a video of it. Harold fan and touchdown. Here we go. Let's look here. I don't see a hold on Highsmith. I do see a hold on Herbig, though. I think if that's what you're talking about. You go back. Yeah, definitely it looks like Nick Herbig was nearly put in a chokehold there, but I mean, still though, can't have that play happen at all. That floater to Fannin that should have been picked off gets picked off 9 times out of 10 of balls like that is thrown. Just terrible all the way around there. Steelers deserve no break on that play. Looking here, don't forget about the great throw to Scotty. That was Rob. Yes, I'm petty. That was wasn't that for Thielen? That great pass from Rodgers that was knocked incomplete. No PI. They tackled Thielen before the ball was there. I think the ball would have been tough to catch. It was a little wide from Rodgers as well. Didn't know he could tackle before the ball gets there, says Thomas. Concepts and Thomas. Never a doubt when it comes to where you guys stand on officiating. Is that a new rule? Might as well employ that tactic and roll if you're the Steelers defenders. You could try that. No worries. Sorry to interrupt. It's all right. Highsmith came off right side, maybe around the Browns' 30-yard line. Oh, you're going back to the first play, that deep shot there. I didn't see it there. I didn't see that one. Maybe I will in the post-game highlights when they'll show that deep shot again. Magic here, plain and simple. Can't do nothing on offense. Agree with that, Magic. Agreed. Definitely not working on offense. Too much worried about protecting Aaron Rodgers than getting positive offensive plays. Speaking of offensive positive plays, there's one right there. Raheem Sanders, who's pretty much the number one back today for the Browns, gets the handoff there and chugs ahead through contact for 6 yards. Injury update from Tracy Wolfson. Indeed, Harold Fannin, top tight end, rookie receiving record holder for the Browns. He has been ruled out for the rest of this ball game. Came into the afternoon questionable with a groin injury, re-aggravated it on that touchdown run, on that touchdown reception. And there's a run there from Raheem Sanders. That's going to get the first down, but a flag is down here. Let's see if this is coming back on a hold. Holding on the offense. It's coming back. Here we go. Take that right there. Take that run back. It is Cam Robinson, the left tackle, who gets nabbed with the hold there on Alex Highsmith. There you go. Concepts, you got your wish. They finally got the hold, and yep, that is a hold. Alex Highsmith basically just levitating off the ground there, begging for that holding call, and he finally got it. So take that big run off the board. It's now 2nd and 14. As now the Browns' third penalty of the ball game for 29 yards. The Steelers 2 for 15. Sanders to pass. Pocket collapsing around him. Throws. Gets rid of it. It's incomplete. Pocket collapsed around him quickly. Flag is down. There's no way they're about to get Cam for roughing the passer. There is no way. There is no way that's roughing the passer. They just nailed Cam for roughing the passer on that. There's nothing there. He walks. Oh my God, that is not roughing the passer. He got his arm down to brace. He is not landing with his body weight. Oh my God, that is not roughing the passer. So a new set of downs gifted again to the Browns. 1st and 10. Check down here to Dylan Sampson's going to get a yard. I want to know what the ref's vantage point on that play was. That is not roughing the passer. Cam clearly got his left arm down to keep his weight off the quarterback. Jesus. That is horrendous. And the ticky-tack bullshit continues. So it is what it is. I'm done sugarcoating it. 2nd and 9. Handoff, Sanders to Sampson. Sampson's going to get 2 or 3 yards. Holy hell. That was such a late flag, too. So late. Like 4 seconds after the fact, too. Makes that even worse. We saw so many late flags last week against the Lions, and now they come in with, you might as well, put a postage stamp on it for how late that flag was delivered. Holy hell. Yeah, blocked into him. I guess you're not allowed to dog walk the guard right back into the quarterback's lap and make the play. Guess that's illegal now, too. 3rd and 6 here. Shadur to pass on 3rd and 6. And he is going to get the first down completion here. That is to Canella, the tight end. Steelers, looks like they rushed 5, maybe 6 there. Let's look here again on the replay. They rushed. Yeah, I think they rushed 6 there. One guy came in, Patrick Queen, uncovered up the middle, and Shedeur throws it right where Queen was coming from for the first down pickup. Now up to the 35 is Cleveland. Shedeur under Sanders, or under center. Raheem Sanders in the backfield. Takes the snap, hand off Sanders to Sanders, and Raheem is only going to get a yard and a half here, tackled down by Alex Highsmith, fighting well through his block. Yeah. Everyone in here. Concepts, Thomas. Egregious call right there. Yeager, my dad, and all y'all getting your comments in as well. Everything after that call is fake. NFL wants the week 18 to matter. You think, Concepts? We said that before the show even started. They would just love for Steelers Ravens to be for all the marbles. Shedeur takes that snap, and as he's dropping back to pass, a flag comes in here. False start coming up on the offense. That is number 68, Cam Robinson. Again, 2 penalties on this drive for the former Jacksonville Jaguar. Having some tough times with Alex Highsmith is Robinson, and yep, they finally got it. Told you. You guys and me pointing out the false starts that don't get called early in the game, well, now they're starting to get called. I think that might be something that the referees are doing. They'll let it slide early in the game as long as you fix it as the game goes along. But then if you continue to try to take advantage of it, you're going to get nabbed for it eventually. 2nd and 14 now. Shedeur to pass. Scrambling out to the right. Shedeur tracked down from behind and sacked. Alex Highsmith, baby, let's go. That's it, Schmitty. 3rd and 15. Fighting through a chip. Leaks through the offensive line, and Shedeur doesn't feel the pressure from behind, doesn't become aware that Highsmith is chasing after him. And Alex Highsmith, his 2nd sack of the ball game. It's a loss of 1. 3rd and 15. Sanders. Maybe a designed run here. Now it's going to be a delay pitch here to Dylan Sampson, and whatever the Browns had cooked up there, it backfired tremendously. It's going to be a 3-yard gain, and the defense going to force the Browns to punt the ball away. Way to fight through adversity of a horrendous roughing the passer call. Way to fight through it. Concepts, love it. Ball don't lie. Great stuff there from the D. Finally called a false start on 68, says Thomas. Indeed they did there, Thomas. Punt here from Corey Bojorquez. He stands back at his own 19. Now he punts this one away. This one heading towards the sideline, and it is going to go out of bounds at around the Steelers' 23-yard line, and they're going to stop at the 22, does the line judge here. So the Steelers' offense coming back out onto the field. After that punt from Bojorquez takes a favorable bounce. And Aaron Rodgers in the offense, can they get something going? Can they build some momentum with the ground game? Concepts, I know you're going to put it in the comment section in like 2 seconds. Jimmy Chonga, let's run the ball here a bit. You got on your 2 carries last drive, 7-yard gains. Let's get the run game going here. Let's keep it churning here. Wear down this defense. Back here in a moment after this brief commercial break. 12 of you in here, please hit the subscribe button. Turn on notifications so that you never miss a thing. Leave a comment in the comment section and like this live stream. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Pittsburgh Steelers about to go back on offense for their second possession of the second half. 6 minutes exactly left to go in the third quarter in Cleveland. The defense moments ago overcoming adversity of a bad roughing the passer call that extended the Browns' drive. Alex Highsmith, another sack, his second of the game, dialing up the pressure on Shadur Sanders in the Steelers defense or offense, hoping to get into rhythm here, hopefully with the run game. Just showed a sign a moment ago, still paying attention to Myles Garrett, half a sack away from tying the NFL single season sack record. He has one, maybe two tackles so far in this game today. Rodgers here, double back set, handoff to Jaylen Warren, and he is going to churn out 3 yards here. Tackled, made by a pair of rookies, Mason Graham and Carson Swethinger, who I believe were the first 2 picks in this year's draft for the Browns. Swethinger still shocked that he is out there right now. He was hobbling really heavily on his leg to begin the ball game. He's still hobbling on it right now as he's moving around the defense here. Got to keep an eye on him if the Steelers go after him a bit. Browns look like they might dial up pressure here. They rush 4. Rodgers to throw, gets rid of it. Caught. Marquez Valdez-Scantling fighting through contact, getting the first down there on Grant Delpit. And a flag comes in after the fact as well. I think they got a face mask on Delpit. Valdez-Scantling went down in an awkward way. Face mask. Tell me it's face mask here on the defense. Delpit looks like he was too easily swinging down MVS there. Let's see what the call is. Okay, so they threw the flag, but now that they had a discussion, there is no foul on the play. There was no face mask. He threw him down by the shoulder, according to the official. So Steelers do not get any extra yardage tacked onto that first down gain right there. Let's see here. CBS pulling up an interesting graphic. Last 2 games, the Steelers have put up 16 points and 307 yards to 0 points and negative 20-something yards in the third quarter of games, the last 2 games. Faking the handoff, Rodgers throws here, caught by Jonnu Smith, and he is only going to get a gain of about 2 yards there. That was a very dangerous play call there for one Arthur Smith. You had Myles Garrett untouched there, had a very light chip from Jonnu Smith, and Rodgers, who is rolling out to the right there, threw the ball just as Garrett was about to make contact with him. Still a no sack for number 95. 2nd and 7. Rodgers in an empty backfield here. Rodgers, quick pass over the middle. Caught there. Jonnu Smith gets first down yardage. Caught that ball with about a yard or 2 to go. He is able to back his way forward and pick up just enough for the first down. Looks like without any Darnell Washington in this ball game, Jonnu probably going to be the top receiving option tight end wise over the middle of the field. Love to get him going here with the playoffs, hopefully looming around the corner. Rodgers now 13 for 22 on the day, 97 yards. Under center here with 3:35 left to go. Jonnu Smith in motion. It's going to be a jet sweep to Jonnu Smith, and he is going to be lucky to get a yard, maybe 2 here. The Browns had that jet sweep diagnosed before the ball got handed off. Look here again at the comments section. Thomas Dowdy here. Turnover Tommy was the last winning Steeler quarterback in Cleveland minus Ben Deng. Yeah, it's been a while since the Steelers have won in Cleveland. I believe they're on a 3-game losing streak in Cleveland, losing 5 of their last 6 in the dog pound. That needs to change in a bad way here today. 2nd and 8. Adam Thielen motions. Rodgers takes the snap. Handoff. Kenneth Gainwell. Spin move there away from two tacklers. He is going to turn what initially looked like it might have been a 1 yard gain into a 2 or 3 yard gain. It's going to be 3rd and 5 now. Steelers today on 3rd down. Don't think they've been their best. Let me go here to the stats. Our team stats here. I'm not sure if I can find those right now. 3rd and 5 now. Here we go. 3rd down conversions today. The Steelers, 2 for 8. Outstanding. 3rd and 5. 3 receivers set to the left. Rodgers passing, firing over the middle. Caught there! And it's Miller time. Scotty Miller. The Browns, they dropped deep back behind the line to gain. Miller running a quick slant out of the slot there. Was able to get behind the linebacker who was on a delayed blitz. Swessinger, a delayed rusher there, and he doesn't get his hands up. Miller and Rodgers a little point to each other after the fact. That is a cheeky little pickup there between two veterans. That is now going to take Rodgers above 102 passing yards on the day. Fullback Connor Hayward in there. Handoff to Kenneth Gainwell. He'll turn out a 4 yard gain right there. Swessinger in on the stop, I believe. 2nd and 6 now. Clock now about to tick under a minute left to play here in the 3rd quarter. Steelers bleeding some clock here, trying to give their defense a bit of a breather. I like these time-consuming drives, but this one, you have a feeling it needs to finish in the end zone. Just have that feeling. This drive does not end with 7 points on the board. It'll be a problem. Rodgers under center, jumbo tight end set out there. Spencer Anderson lined up to the right of the right tackle. Handoff. Jalen Warren finds a hole. Jalen Warren up past the 30 and down. That is a nice 17, maybe 18 yard gain right there for number 30. As soon as he gets past that initial wave of the defense, he turns on the afterburners and breaks off for a big explosive run right there. Nice stuff from Jalen. Back to the comment section. Beam me up, Scotty. Yeah, Scotty Miller, hell of a job right there. Finally, they target him on something other than a go ball today, and he makes a big play. Clock is going to wind all the way down here to 000. So with that, the 3rd quarter comes to an end. Not much doing that quarter, just 3 drives, and we're still in the midst of the 3rd one. Steelers still trailing by 4, but they are slowly marching down the field. Let's hope that that march continues. 13 of you in here right now. On your way in, please hit that subscribe button. Turn on notifications so that you never miss a thing here on the channel. Again, like this live stream, share this live stream, leave a comment in the comments section what your thoughts are heading into the 4th quarter. Back here in a moment, I'm going to take one of my final commercial breaks here of the afternoon, and we will be back with the Steelers looking to put up more points in a moment. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. I saw something on Twitter just a moment ago. I wanted to make sure I wasn't hearing things and that someone else heard it along with me. On the last Steelers drive, when they called false start on Zach Frazier, they said, false start, offense, number 52. Don't think Mike Webster is jumping off sides from the land beyond here, but just wanted to confirm that. Steelers slowly making their way down the field here. 1st and 10 inside Cleveland territory. Handoff is going to go to Jalen Warren, and he is only going to get back to the line of scrimmage here. No gain. It's going to bring up 2nd and 10. Also interesting during that commercial break. You guys are not the only ones upset and heavily criticizing the officiating in the comments section. Former Steeler Braden Fajoko coming out on Twitter and saying at the NFL, a rigged organization. So concepts, if you really are Braden Fajoko in disguise, please let that be known in the comments section right now, because you and him are saying similar things. And this is another terrible play for the Steelers. 2nd and 10, and we try to run a quick pass screen to Jonnu Smith, and Tyson Campbell, who is up pretty much in press coverage at the line of scrimmage, reads Jonnu Smith stepping back immediately and tackles him down for a 3-yard loss after the catch. Let's make sure that the DBs are, not in, press coverage if we're going to run screens like that. Be real smart. 3rd and 13 now. Steelers' once promising drive turns ugly here. Rodgers moving all around in the pocket. Rodgers, he is going to get sacked, and he is going to go down. And, yep, get him off the field. That is right for the Browns. Alex Wright. Been close to a couple of sacks here in this game. He finally gets home for one right there. The Steelers, with Myles Garrett, were damn near double teaming him there. Mason McCormick held his own, and Alex Wright fights his way to the quarterback. 54-yard attempt here from Chris Boswell. Kick is up, and it is no good. I don't know what's wrong with him either, Thomas. Misses a chip shot in a dome stadium last week. And now from 54, which he's been golden this year, perfect, I think, from beyond 50 yards. Misses that one wide to the right. If the Steelers' defense does not get a stop here, wrap it up. It's a good comment there, Thomas. Chris Boswell missing it. The Steelers' last 3 plays of that offensive drive. A no-gain run, a screen pass for -3 yards, and then a sack. Outstanding stuff there from the offensive line and from the offensive coordinator and from the wide receivers and the tight ends and the quarterback. Everyone to blame for that. Just now seeing this comment from a couple minutes ago, Thomas. That's hilarious. You thought. So here we go. Now, if we know anything about the Steelers, they're either going to give up the easiest touchdown score of all time, or they will have some rinky-dink turnover in their favor. Two outcomes. One of them I have a feeling is coming. The O-line not doing good in this game. I think they're more worried about keeping Myles Garrett from getting a sack than they are protecting or blocking anybody else, I should say. Another questionable call coming guaranteed, says Concepts. That too. Jaeger, WTF, Boz. Nobody knows what's wrong with him. 2 games in a row, Boz misses. Yeah, got to figure out what's going on with him. 1st and 10 here for Cleveland, and as this ball gets handed off to Malachi Corley, we got a false start here on the offense, so that's going to knock him back 5. At least Miles hasn't broken the record on us yet, being the key word there, yet. Honestly, at this point, if him breaking the record gets you a win, then I will give that exchange. Because right now, the way things are going, you're going to either need to take some risks to have one outcome or the other. My dad in here with some Pittsburgh Pirates love. Thankfully, pitchers and catchers report in 6 weeks and 2 days. Indeed. I got to see if I can put a countdown to that on the ticker back there. Wonder if I can. We'll have to wait and see. This is going to be a pass caught over the middle by Raheem Sanders, who leaked out of the backfield. He's going to get about half of what he needed for a first down. 2nd down coming up. Thankfully, pitchers catchers report in 6 weeks and 2 days. Yeah, I might need to put a pitchers and catchers report countdown on that ticker back there. I think I can. I'll work on that later tonight. 2nd and 5 now, so Sanders actually got way more than what I thought he did. 2nd and 5 for Cleveland. We got 3 people in the backfield for Cleveland. Laying the handoff is Sanders, moving around. Shedeur now just going to float one up here, and that is going to be intercepted! Intercepted! What was that? Hey, Kyle Duggar, that is how you do it! Duggar redeems himself! He redeemed himself! You have been redeemed! You have been healed! Kyle Duggar, after watching in rainbow, just float into the arms of Harold Finn and Shedeur Sanders, who I'm not sure if he was trying to throw it away or what he was doing. Just lobbed that one up in the air for, I think, Jerry Jeudy. It was well under throw. He and Kyle Duggar go for the jump ball. Duggar comes down with it. And what did I just say? Either the Browns are scoring or the Steelers are getting a circus INT. I'm counting that as a circus turnover right there. Back in business, baby. Kyle Duggar with the redemption. Oh, boy. Finally, he learned how to play the fluttering ball in the air. And Kyle Duggar did it. Hot damn, he did it. Great pick, Duggar. Should be 2 picks. Yeah, got to keep that in consideration here. Got to keep that in the memory bank there, Concepts. Duggar with the redemption. Now can the Steelers score, please? I swear I typed Duggar. Damn predictive text. Shut off. Please predict that Aaron Rodgers is going to hit Adam Thielen for a touchdown score here. Predict that. I think I had that as my pregame predictions. Did I put any money on it? Absolutely not, but predict that. Looking here at the scroll behind us. Sad they do score updates, but I don't think they do any updates for, interception plays. I wish they did. That would have been cool to see an interception graphic pop on right back there. They were camped forever. I mean, holy hell. You thought the touchdown pass to Fannin was a rainbow. That one was a damn rocket ship because it just went up and then came back down to orbit. That was his floater. Have you guys ever playing football or baseball even? It's a game I played in my baseball youth. Have you ever heard of a game called Jackpot? That's what that was. You just throw it up and say whoever comes down with it gets whatever prize. That was pretty much what that throw was from Shedeur Sanders. Shedeur is a good punter. Yeah, if that was an arm punt, that really wasn't it, because that was like, maybe 20 yards? Steelers are going to start this drive from the Cleveland 34, and Kenneth Gainwell, after a sea of Browns converged on Gainwell's area, he was able to somehow find space and get upfield for first down yardage. Glad we got the pick, but if I'm Jerry Jeudy, I'm tackling Duggar. Yeah, I mean, you just got to take the OPI at that point if you're him. Yeah, Jeudy, you got to take the OPI. Didn't even really make that much of an attempt on the football. So, yeah, not the best work for Jerry Jeudy, who's having a decent game today. Rodgers under center here. Makes a check at the line. Adam Thielen in motion. This is going to be a quick screen out here for Scotty Miller. Tries to make a man miss. He might have lost his footing a little bit. Campbell tackles him for just a 2-yard gain. 2nd down and 9 coming up here, so it's a 1-yard gain. Shedeur Sanders, expressionless face on the sideline. Daddy Sanders is in the building. Coach Prime, you and his son. Rodgers, quick pass here on 2nd and 9. Caught in tight coverage. Jonnu Smith. Rayshawn Jenkins all over. Jonnu and Rodgers putting it right on the money for the completion. 3rd and 1 now. Let's have a good play call here on 3rd and 1 here. We need it, Artie. Steelers 3 for 11 on 3rd down conversions today. They've been horrendous, but they need it right here in a big way. Rodgers, 15 seconds on the play clock. He is making an adjustment right now. Making all sorts of adjustments, telling everyone on the field multiple things. 5 seconds on the play clock. Rodgers under center. Handoff. Kenneth Gainwell. And now we got a flag. Oh, my God. False start. Are you kidding me? Seriously. We're going to call Adam Thielen, or no, Dylan Cook for the false start. Come on. Let it go. I guess they're the only ones allowed to have a bit of a grace false starting here today. They're the only ones who are allowed to have it. Come on. Now turn 3rd and 1 into 3rd and 6. At the Cleveland 47, 9:55 left to play in the ball game. Rodgers taking the snap, looking to pass, pressure around him, throws a ground ball here at the feet of Freiermuth in the flat. Should have hit Kenneth Gainwell or Scotty Miller. One of those two was wide open right off the start. They probably could have picked it up with some yak. Offense is not going to have anything today. They're not going to do anything today. This is bogus. That's a false start, so ticky-tacky. Fun here from Corliss Waitman. It's going to be fair caught by Laverdane at the 11. So the Browns backed up in their own territory here to start this next drive. Quit throwing short passes to Campbell's side. Yeah, you'd think they would do it by now. He's having a hell of a day tackling there in one-on-one situations. Not doing that would be a delight to see. But now, still remains 10-6. That missed Boswell field goal. It's going to loom really large, but am I going to blame Boz that much if the Steelers lose this game? No, the offense has been horrendous. Now 3 for 12, 25% on 3rd downs. Haven't been able to do a damn thing all day. Terrible. Back here in a moment. Welcome back to our live watch party of the Steelers season slowly dying. They hit their 9-win quota and now apparently are kicking the can. Steelers again off of a turnover by the defense. Do absolutely nothing with it offensively, and the Browns offense back out on the field. Handoff here and running to the right. It's Dylan Sampson. Finds a hole and he might be gone. Dylan Sampson thankfully wrapped up by Jalen Ramsey, but we got a flag here. Please tell me this is a hold on the offense. Officiating has been abysmal today, to say the least. Clock at 9:36. It stopped here for the flag holding, and it is on the offense. Thank you. Holding on the offense. It is coming back. That is the right tackle, I believe, KT Levinston, I think is a rookie out of Kansas State. And, yep, he has got a whole lot of jersey and shoulder pad of Patrick Queen right there that opened up that hole for Sampson. So move the Browns back even closer to their goal line. 5-yard penalty makes it 1st and 15. Honestly, defense, you might need to do it yourself at this point. You've had 2 interceptions. You might need to have a pick 6 or something here. You're going to have any chance in this ball game. Even a safety would do right now, because maybe the offense can get back into field goal range again. Handoff here. They'll try the ground again with Sampson. He is going to be tripped up at the legs and taken down by Peyton Wilson. First time, I think, mentioning his name today. So that's going to be a small gain, maybe about 5 yards, getting back what he lost on the penalty for Sampson. Indeed, it is a gain of 5. 8:56 and counting down in this ball game. Sanders with the back, Sampson to his left. Taking the snap, looking to pass it. Shadur, man comes untouched. Oh, Shadur just got it out. Good tackling outside by Kyle Duggar and Patrick Queen. Who blitzed? Might have been Joey Porter Jr., who just came in untouched and almost annihilated Shadur. Shadur just getting rid of that ball. If not, that was going to be a huge sack for JPJ. Good job by Kyle Duggar and Patrick Queen, holding him to a gain of maybe a yard there. It's now 3rd and 9. Now, under 8 minutes left to go in this game. Can the Steelers defense get one more stop? Shadur, deep drop to pass, firing short over the middle. Caught there, wrapped up by, I believe that is Jalen Ramsey. That is Canella again, the tight end, just elevated from the practice squad for today's game. He makes the catch. That's a 4-yard gain, and the punt unit is coming on again here for the Browns. The Steelers defense bailing out the offense for the 18th time today. Please, can we do something now with it? Get a block. Get a blocked punt here. We haven't had one of those in a while. Get one right here. Bojorquez, with his heels to his own goal line, takes the snap and gets the punt away. Get a good return here, CA3. He's going to have room. Catches it at the 20 and now gets a return. I mean, Scotty Miller. Miller up to the 30, down the sideline, out past the 40 and out of bounds. Love that from good old Scotty. I apologize if my claps just sonic boomed the mic here. Good stuff, Scotty. Thank you. We needed a solid return like that. Commercial break again. 7:03 left to go in this ball game. And the Steelers offense are going to start with maybe their second best field position of the day, just beyond the 40-yard line. This offense needs a jump start in a bad way. I don't know how they get it, but they need it. They need it. They're starting to flatline a little bit. Let's get the jumper boards out. Going back here to the comments section here. Thomas, he brings up an interesting comment here. I've seen other people online put it out there as well. I've been thinking it might as well, at this point, try something with Roman Wilson. Active today, I don't think has seen a single offensive snap. Things aren't working with Thielen or MVS today. They may be working a little bit with Scotty Miller. Got to try something. Get Roman Wilson out there. Get him a ball with some space. See if he can get some yak. Fastest wide receiver dressed today. I agree there, Roman. Not sure how fast Scotty Miller is, but Roman, yeah, he's just youth-wise got to have all the wheels out there right now. So let's maybe see something new here from the offense. Can't, hurt at this point. Patrick Queen being held badly. Yeah, they picked up on that, thankfully. That was a big run negated by the penalty. Freight Train here saying run the ball. I agree. They should run the ball, but the thing is, the Browns right now, they finally realized that there is no real receiving threat out there for the Steelers right now. That's why we're saying put in Roman Wilson. They have gotten absolutely zero threat from any other pass catcher, so they are loading the box to stop the run. Got to get one of these wide receivers going to take some pressure off the running game and help them out a little bit. Please, for the love of God, run the ball off the edge like last week. Wouldn't mind seeing that too, but these linebackers for the Browns, I think they have been swarming the area quickly. Let's see if something can change here. By the way, scrolling here through Twitter a moment ago, I think it was obvious seeing how he didn't see him after halftime. Darnell Washington not making a return today with a forearm injury, so he is going to be out, and that's another key piece to the offense that you do not want to lose, but we are losing here today. Great stuff. Darnell in a sling, too. Just seeing someone put out there. Yay. Love that. Here we go. Let's see if the offense can do anything offensively. Going to start this drive from the 43, handoff to Jaylen Warren. Warren finding some space, and he is going to try to fight off the tackle attempt of Devin Bush as much as he can. Tackled down after a 6 to 7 yard gain at the 50-yard line. The Steelers at half field. Can we please get an end zone score of some kind? Just one time, one touchdown drive right here. Do your whole thing where you chew up clock, and let's make ourselves AFC North title champions. 2nd and 3, Rodgers pitch running to the right, Jaylen Warren, and he is going to get no yardage. He might have lost one too. Pitch didn't work that time there. 3rd and 4 now. You had multiple Browns, most of them on defense up near the line of scrimmage, and it was the safety Delpit making another tackle. 3 for 12 on 3rd down conversions. Are they going to go 4 for 13, or is it going to remain 3 for 13? We'll see here. Rodgers. Oh, my God. Why are we trying to run the ball with Kenneth Gainwell on 3rd and 4? There was a 0% success rate on that play. I get it, you want to run the ball, but when you got to put it in the air, you need to put it in the air. 3 and out. Love that. Punt here from Corliss Waitman. It's going to be fair caught again by Laverdane back at the 10. And now with 4:54 left to go. Back onto the field goes this Browns offense. Thank you for the contribution, by the way, Freight Train. Trying to will on a score here. I appreciate it. Bad preparation, trash play calling. Trash play calling, I think, overrules the bad preparation. No TD this game, sad. Definitely the type of momentum you want to carry into a winner-take-all game against the Ravens. Your offense coming off a game where they were flat as a pancake. That is how things are going to roll here, aren't they? Probably going to be my final break here of the afternoon. Back here in a moment. Welcome back to hell, known as the Pittsburgh Steelers. Again, pissing away a golden opportunity to win the division. They have had multiple opportunities this season, getting out to a hot start, gaining ground on the Ravens. They've had multiple chances this season to take a stranglehold on the AFC North Division lead. Each and every single time, including this one with a chance to win it, they have failed stupendously. Down by 4 here. The offense not doing a damn thing today. The defense back out on the field for the Steelers. They're their only hope right now. It's going to be a handoff running to the right, coming back to the left, and only going to get a gain of 2, maybe 3 if they're gracious, is Dylan Sampson. That was, I think, Cam Hayward and Patrick Queen and on a stop there. 2nd and 7 now. Looks like we got a change on the Browns' offensive line. Zach Zinter was drafted a few years ago out of Michigan. He is in at right guard right now over Wyatt Teller, so that's something to keep an eye on. Shadur under center here on 2nd and 7. Shadur faking the handoff, looking to pass. Losing time, scrambles out to the right. Now he's going to run. He's going to try to pick up the first down before he is hit hard there by Jalen Ramsey, held a half yard short of the first down. It looked originally like Sanders was going to get the first down, but then as he saw Ramsey coming downhill, he slowed up a bit and absorbed that big shot from number 5 in white and gold. 3rd and 1. Browns, I think they might be looking for their first down in a while. Shadur Sanders today, 186 passing yards, 21 rushing yards. He's got Sanders to his right. Tight end in motion. Handoff to Sanders. And Sanders, he is going to be stopped short. The Steelers hold. He needed half a yard. He did not get there. The fist is up for the referee and the Steelers defense. They make a stop, but this might be, even though they're deep in their own territory, close enough for the Browns to go for it. No, they are not. They are not going to take the risk. So the defense, watch for a fake, but for the time being, they got to stop. 4th and 1. Clock continuing to tick down here. 2:46 and counting down. Bojorquez going to milk the play clock here. He's got still 16 seconds left on the play clock. They're going to waste as much time off the board as possible before they have to punt. 4th and 1. Bojorquez. Far 3, 2, gets the punt away. Scotty Miller back to return again. Miller fields it at the 20. He is going to signal fair catch at about the 18 or 19. And the Steelers, it's do or time, boys. It is do or time. Do or die. 2:16 on the clock. You got 1. Maybe if you get out of bounds and stop the clock, 2 plays before the 2-minute warning hits. The Steelers do have all 3 timeouts left. The offense that has been ass all day. They have one last shot, one opportunity to put together a drive, a touchdown drive, to win the AFC North. Last chance. This is it. To the comments section. Magic, 6 freaking points. Jaeger, definitely not a playoff quality team again this year. Got to be strong at the end of the season, not like this. Another thing that playoff teams must have, Jaeger, I will say, overcoming adversity. And the Steelers have a good chance to overcome massive adversity right here. On your worst day, which this is one of the offense's worst days in a while, are you able to overcome, whether it's yourself or the opposition or the referees? Are you able to overcome whatever comes your way? Steelers have a golden opportunity to overcome that adversity right now. Freight Train, every single time we play a terrible team and need the win, we lose. This is the crap I'm talking about. Agreed, Freight Train. It feels like it's the same bad story on rewind, but hopefully that's about to change. They can put together just one competent offensive drive. Need a touchdown now unless Aaron Rodgers is bombing so he can play next week and not sit. I doubt Rodgers is throwing the game on purpose here. I doubt anybody's doing that, but you got to come up with something here in a big way. This right here, the Steelers, 2 minutes and 16 seconds stand between them either winning the AFC North and going back to the playoffs, hosting a home playoff game, or playing a winner-take-all game back in Pittsburgh next weekend against the Baltimore Ravens. The Steelers are going to start this drive with Aaron Rodgers in an empty set, 3 receivers to the left, 2 to the right. Rodgers takes the snap, looking to pass. He's going to go for a sideline ball immediately, and MVS, late getting his head around, was also out in front of that pass from Rodgers. The Green Bay connection not able to sync up right there. You had new DB Avery in the game. Not sure who that is. Don't really care. That incompletion taking 4 seconds off the clock for the Steelers. Rodgers empty set again. Looking to pass. Rodgers just gets rid of this one, and it's incomplete. Intended for Freiermuth and Myles Garrett. He was hunting him very fast from behind. Garrett got chipped by Kenneth Gainwell, got chipped as well from Dylan Cook and Rodgers. I think he might have been tripped up by Harris as well. So close again, Garrett coming to breaking the sack record. 3rd and 10. That time another 4 seconds came off the clock. Rodgers, the pass. Pump faking. Rodgers stepping up, moving around. Fires, and it is incomplete. Pocket collapsed around Rodgers in a hurry. That ball might have been tipped at the line. Was looking for maybe Adam Thielen, and the Steelers, they're going to go for it here. 2:02 on the clock. 4th and 10. This is going to be from the Steelers' 20-yard line. Rodgers drops back to pass. Rodgers pass, batted down at the line, incomplete. Turnover on downs. And the 2-minute warning hits. On to Baltimore. Thomas here with a very true take. 4 straight duds from Rodgers. That is probably the ball game right there. And we are on to week 18. No DK Metcalf against the Baltimore Ravens. Winner goes on to the playoffs. Loser gets eliminated game next weekend against the Ravens. Seems like we're getting closer and closer to that. The comment section again. Getting your comments in. Concepts. With a thanks, DK. Without DK, unless magically something comes out and they backtrack the second game, it's too late for that. They already did the appeal. They're not going to go back on it now. This is sickening. Really tired of this BS. My dad, everybody is tired of it. But no matter how tired we are, it does not change. Can't believe they couldn't even score a touchdown versus the Clowns. Did they even get into the red zone today? I don't even think they did that either. Don't even think that they even reached the 20-yard line today. Just wasting away and buying time until this commercial break is over. Before we rage quit the stream here in about 5 minutes' time, if you are new here, please hit subscribe to the channel. Turn on notifications so that you never miss a thing. Up to 675 subscribers here on the channel. And the game comes back on now to the right. He was hurt. Same thing. Yep. Should have known we were going to crap the bed today. I think we all knew deep down that that was most likely going to happen, but we tried to be optimistic. At this point, let them run the clock out to prevent Miles from taking the field again. Well, the Browns, the first down, they'll do that themselves. Shadur Sanders with a back here to his left, tight end motioning all around. Handoff. Steelers do have 3 timeouts here, but they're going to get some help here, I think, from a false start by the offense. Actually, there was not a false start there. It was a timeout taken by Cleveland, their first of the half. Took us all the way down to a minute 58 for one of these two teams to use a timeout. Also can't believe they didn't get another top-tier wide receiver when they had the chances. Jacoby Myers would have been real nice to have about now with Metcalf out. Would have been at least a better pretender of a number 1 wide receiver than what you've gotten from Adam Thielen and Marquez Valdes-Scantling. Run here for Dylan Sampson. Originally looked like the Steelers had it stopped for a 2-yard gain, but he keeps his legs churning, and it's a 5-year. 5er. 2nd and 5. Steelers take a timeout. Minute 53 left to play. Browns a first down away from closing out this football game. At the very least, if they get stopped, they can kick a field goal to make it a touchdown and extra point game. I shut it down, says Flacco. Don't blame me, Flacco. No DK, no CA3, no Darnell. Uphill battle. Still, no excuse for the offense looking absolutely horrendous today. 2nd down run for Dylan Sampson. It's going to be clogged up by 2 big bodies, Y.A. Black and Malik Harrison. They stop Sanders with 1:48 left on the clock, and he also lost a yard, so 3rd and 6 here. Interesting predicament here for Cleveland. They're going to try to put it in the air at all to take this game out of the Steelers' hands? Or are they going to make the black and gold burn up their final timeout? Interesting choice here for Kevin Stefanski. Does have, I think, a legit option to do either or here. The way the defense is playing, if you stop the clock here on an incompletion, your defense has been playing well. Shadur under centers here. He does hand it off, and this is going to be Sanders again, and he's only going to get a yard. So the Steelers, they'll use up their final timeout with a minute 44. The Browns are going to bring on the field goal unit to make it a 13-6 game potentially. And probably by the time, you get the kickoff done and all that, you're looking around a minute 35, a minute 30 with no timeouts, somewhere in that neighborhood for the Steelers to get a touchdown and an extra point. Andre Schmeitz again on to kick another field goal. Hasn't been really used a whole lot today, so maybe this is going to be an issue for him. 33-yarder. Hopefully he's cold. Made one from 50 yards earlier today with the wind and the rain. This is going to be a 33-yarder from, I think, the right hash. Snap, hold down, kick is up, and it is good. And it's a touchdown game and an extra point for the Steelers to tie it. 13-6. That kick expired 4 seconds off the clock, so you do have a minute 40. Probably a minute 35, a minute 30, somewhere in that range after the kickoff gets returned. Go back here to the comment section. Jaeger, also can't believe they didn't get another top-tier wide receiver. I read that. Losing to the Clowns. Just embarrassing, really embarrassing, especially this bad. This will make 6. The Steelers don't do anything. This will make 6 of their last 7 games in Cleveland an L for the Steelers. 2 interceptions and no points. Read the stat pregame. The Browns have allowed a league high, I think 104 points off of turnovers their defense has allowed this year. The Steelers scoring the second most points off turnovers this season. That role, you would think it would be the complete and total opposite. You think the Browns would be the best team in the league at defending after their offense turns the ball over, and you think the Steelers are the worst team capitalizing off of turnovers, the way things have gone. Boz's miss is huge. Same with that dumb 4th down deep shot before. Both valid points there, concepts. Clowns are 3-12, 0-4 in the division. Steelers getting totally embarrassed by them. Sad. Indeed it is there, Jaeger. Kickoff here from Andre Schmeitz. It's going to hit in the end zone and go through the back of the end zone for a touchback here. So no time expires off the clock. You got a minute 40 and no timeouts for the Steelers. Aaron Rodgers, 110 passing yards today. 17 for 31. They got to go and score a touchdown here. They start from the 35. 65 yards stands between the Steelers and the AFC title here. Quick pass to start the drive immediately and already up to the 50-yard line. That is Scotty Miller. Clock now begins to roll. 1.5 minutes left to go and rolling down. 2-minute drill. Rodgers has been doing well with that this season. Another quick pass out wide. Scotty Miller makes the catch. No, they're going to call him incomplete. Damn it. I thought he toe tapped. Look here. Oh, it's close. Oh, damn it, Scotty. Got 1 foot in. Incomplete. 2nd and 10. Stop the clock with 1:19. Rodgers. Empty set. Rodgers now telling Kenneth Gainwell here to motion out, I think. No, Gainwell now comes in to Rodgers' left. Rodgers to pass. Firing over the middle. Caught! Pittsburgh rolling all the way down to the 21. Let's go! That's a huge gain for Muth. Damn straight. Rodgers' best pass of the day right there. Clock now under 1 minute. 55 seconds now. Rodgers, Gainwell to his right, takes the snap. Was going for a fake handoff. Again, hits move. Again, that's a first down all the way to the 10. Now 45 seconds. Rodgers getting the troops aligned. 2 receivers to each side. Rodgers, the pass, firing, caught, and out of bounds goes Adam Thielen. That's about a 2-yard gain. It's going to be 2nd and goal for the Steelers with 29 seconds left to go. Remember that pass from Aaron Rodgers to Pat Freiermuth a moment ago. If the Steelers somehow are able to end this drive, that was a 29-yard hookup between Muth and Rodgers. About damn time they got the ball to 88 today. Rodgers, empty backfield, looking to pass. A-Rod, firing, end zone, nearly picked by Denzel Ward. Was looking for MVS. I think Rodgers was expecting MVS to keep running and in. MVS instead stopped. And Rodgers, thankfully that throw was wide to the left, or else Ward picks that and the game's over. 24 seconds. Be interesting to see if the Browns take a timeout at all. From the 8. Gainwell motions out. Rodgers looking to pass. Firing. And incomplete. Another miscommunication, maybe. Think Freiermuth ran a hook. And Valdez-Scantling ran a fade route. Rodgers threw the ball right in between both of those guys. 4th and goal, game down to this. At the 21-second mark, 4th and goal from the 8. End zone or nothing for the Steelers. Rodgers gives his assignments to his wide receivers. Rodgers here. Play clock rolling down. Looking to pass. A-Rod firing end zone. Incomplete for Denzel Ward. No flag. Could have been OPI there. To boot. Ward didn't look for the ball. Made contact with the helmet of Valdez-Scantling. The NFL money machine get what they want. It is winner take all. Loser goes home. Next weekend, Steelers Ravens for the division. The 3-12 Cleveland Browns do not allow the Steelers to score a touchdown. The Steelers offense, which looked completely terrible all game long, they get our hopes up just to have it come crashing down. No words. I don't know, concepts. Looking at all of yours. Could have been a case for DPI there. I know. Very true statement from my dad. It's that old Eddie Murphy meme. Come back here next weekend as we watch the Steelers season come to an end. Come back tomorrow night as well, where I'm sure we're all going to be as despondent as we currently are for what just happened. Final score, Cleveland 13, Pittsburgh 6. The offense disintegrates. The defense did their best. The referees still horrendous. Have a good rest of your night, guys. I got nothing else right now. Back here tomorrow night. Talk about all this, even though we don't want to. And try to find any silver linings, any glimmers of hope heading into next weekend's game. Going to be really, really tough, in my opinion. Hope you can still hear me. I just accidentally unplugged my microphone. We'll see what we get into tomorrow night. Have a good rest of your Sunday night, ladies and gentlemen. Peace out. Steelers lose. Play the Ravens for the AFC North title next weekend. On your way out, subscribe, turn on notifications, like, share, comment. Back here tomorrow night. Peace.